Yo, what's good? What's good, party people? What's good? What's good? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive on Blowing's Tears on YouTube. I'm your man, I'm your host, Uncle Freezy. In the place to be. What's good? Seems like I just got off of YouTube about 5 hours ago. Oh, you know what? Yeah, it was about 5 hours ago. Right. Knicks at Night podcast. It was dope. As usual. It was dope. So shout out to all the thousands of people that check out our stuff. It's thousands and thousands of people out there that watch our stuff. I want to say shout out to y'all. Thank you for helping us grow. You know. Um also, also, gonna talk some Nick stuff this morning. Um just want to know how y'all feel about a few things, right? Yo, Raphael, what's good? SJ3, what's good? Wayne Peterson, what's good? Staffadan, what's good? What's good? What's good? Salute, brothers. Salute. Salute. Yeah, I want to talk about these Knicks, man. Wayne Peterson, what's good? What is good? You know what? I need to do. There's something else I need to do too, man. And I should have done it a while ago. Yeah, bear with me for a moment. I just clicked on the joint on YouTube, and it's showing like showing like two people watching. Hmm. All right. Yeah, man. So just wanted to do a few things. Manny Ramos, what's good? What's good? What's good? How y'all feel about tonight's game, man? That's what we should be talking about. First off, how do y'all feel about tonight's game? I said something last night on the Knicks at Night podcast that you don't hear it other places, and I know why you don't hear it. It's because it's not really cool to step out on a limb, because if you step out on a limb and it breaks you through. I think I'm addicted to these Nestle Splash waters. I think I'm addicted to these, man. Y'all see that? Ice cold. I think I'm addicted to these, man. I drink these in a replacement of soda and sugary drinks. I think they're pretty good. I can legit drink these all day long, all day, right? And Nestle ain't paying me no money to say that. I'm saying that on my own. They ain't paying me. They ain't forking over the bread. I'm saying I think I found my healthy alternative to sugary drinks. I like plain water SG3. I SJ3. I like plain water, right? But I only like plain ice cold Aquafina. Hey, so Wayne Peterson, they're not sweet. They're not sweet. It's just a hint of some fruit. Like this one here has this one here has a hint of grape in it, right? Can you see that? So it has a hint of grape. It's not grape, because if it was like a sugary grape drink, I wouldn't be drinking it, man. I won't lie to you. I ain't gonna hold you. If it was just legit like a grape drink, I wouldn't drink it because I like the taste of water. So if you can imagine, it's like 95% water taste and 5% some fruit taste. You know what I mean? And I'm not advising them or pushing them on anybody else. I'm saying that's what I'm doing right now as a replacement for orange Fanta, Pepsi. You know what I'm saying? Iced tea. You know what I mean? They're my replacement for other stuff. So yeah, yeah, that's what I'm doing right now as far as that goes. Andrew College was good. So my engine is revved up, and I know y'all can tell a little bit that I'm trying not to get too excited or over the top. You know what I'm saying? So that I can make some weird takes, some weird over the top takes, right? But I will tell you this: the Pacers have lost 7 out of their last 10 and two in a row, right? 7 out of their last 10 and two in a row, right? Let me see. Let me find something here. I'm just looking at the standings real quick. Just bear with me. So in the Eastern Conference, the only teams better than us in the last 10 games are the Washington Wizards, the Miami Heat, and the Brooklyn Nets. And I know that sounds weird, right? In the last 10 games, the only teams better than us are the Washington Wizards, the Miami Heat, and the Brooklyn Nets, right? Think about what I'm telling you, right? The only teams better than us in the last 10 games are the Washington Wizards, the Miami Heat, and the Brooklyn Nets. Right, right. So we're ranked higher than Indiana in the standings, right? We're 16 and 17, they're 15 and 16. If we knock them off, we'll be tied with the Toronto Raptors for fourth place in the conference. Think about that. Think about that. The Knicks being the fourth seed in the East. Is that what y'all were thinking about in July when Tom Thibodeau was officially hired? Fourth in the East? Y'all lying. Y'all lying. Don't tell that lie. You didn't think we were gonna be that good. Hey, South Brooklyn, what's good? What's good? Salute to everybody in the chat. Salute, salute, salute. Big up. So I'm rocking it here by myself for a little bit, and I kind of like it. I kind of like I kind of like being on the stage by myself. Not saying that this is what I want to do, but I like having this big screen to myself, not splitting half, not splitting thirds, not splitting quarters, not splitting fifths or sixths. You know what I'm saying? I like talking to y'all directly. I can dig this thing, right? And shout out to the others that come on in the mornings and rock with me, or at night and rock with me too. I appreciate that. Hey, hey, shout out to GI. What's good, baby? GI like, no man, talking about you can't have the stage by yourself. Hell no, I'm coming. I'm coming. All right. So shout out to the ghetto intellect. Hey, so the ghetto intellect is a beautiful person, man. In case y'all can't tell, the ghetto intellect is a beautiful person. You know what I'm saying? Like legit, like knows what relevancy is. You know what I'm saying? Point five, what's good? Salute to point five. So shout out to the ghetto intellect, and it's a noun and an adjective at the same time. It's a noun and an adjective at the same time. Ghetto intellect. That's dope. That's dope. He must have had a marketing department come up with that name for him. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would appeal to the masses? Let's try such and such name. We have this list. Well, how about ghetto intellect? Oh, fantastic. Yeah, man. So, so the Pacers are up next. So we have the Pacers and the Pistons. And we don't want to come out of this weekend without being 2-0 this weekend. Whatever we do after this weekend is whatever. But we need to come out of this weekend 2-0. Hey, ghetto intellect sound like a pop song, Wayne Peterson. Wayne, hey, ghetto intellect sound like a pop song, right? It's legit the track that's right after Brenda's got a baby. Brenda's got a baby, and then ghetto intellect. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, hey, salute to my guy, man. You know, we just bugging. We just bugging this morning. Um, so the Pacers, I don't know if they have anybody out hurt. But I really don't keep up with the Pacers, man. To be honest with you, I don't keep up with Brooklyn. I don't keep up with Miami. Um, yeah, I ain't gonna lie to you. I look, man. I ain't even gonna hold you. I look, man. I try to sit in this seat and be, you know, Prince Poti. What's good, yo? I try to be so what I'm looking for. I try to be political, like when it comes to this thing, like show everybody, a certain level of respect. But I ain't even gonna hold you. I hate everybody, right? And I'm talking about teams. I don't care. I don't care if you hadn't done anything to the Knicks. I still take the fact that you have an NBA team that plays against us. I take that as a sign of disrespect. I legit, if your city has an NBA team and it's not called the New York Knicks, I take that as a blatant sign of disrespect, right? Zach coaches that's what's good. Jamie Peralta was good. I take that as a blatant sign of disrespect. If you live in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and your team has a basketball team, guess what? You just upset Uncle Freezy. You just upset Uncle Freezy. Hey, look, and who am I? I'm a nobody to the people in Philly. I'm a nobody to the people in Philly, right? Not a big deal. I mean, I don't dislike the people. I don't dislike the people. Shout out to Philly. I had the time of my life in Philly about 5 years ago. The time of my life with some brothers and stuff. Hey, I'm not gonna talk about what we did. So you know what? I'll say it in basic terms. So there were meetings in the daytime and parties at night. How about that? I'll just say it like that. There were some entertaining meetings and some Yeah, some strange stuff at night. The freaks come out at night. The freaks come out at what? Shout out to Philly, right? But I dislike your team. I dislike your basketball team. I dislike your basketball team. Anybody that has a visitor jersey on against the Knicks, I just dislike them. And don't try to tell me I'm petty. I don't care. I don't want to hear your logic. Save your logic for somebody else because I don't care. With me, it's Knicks or bust, right? I don't care about how good you drafted. I don't care about your 52,000 alternate uniforms, right? I don't care about any of that stuff. The only thing I care about is the Knicks. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. I care about the Knicks. That's it. I don't care that there's another team in the city. I don't care if they have superstars and all kind of stuff. I don't care. What I care about is the New York Knicks. Yep. Everything New York. Yep. When we go on and legit say Knicks versus, that means everybody. Excuse me, everything. When we say Knicks versus, that means Knicks versus everything, right? Knicks versus everything. Knicks versus the NBA. Knicks versus the media. You know what I'm saying? Knicks versus everything. Marquise Walker, what's good? Hey, Marquise Walker. I had that talk with Kev W about how New Edition is overrated. Zach is from Arizona, or does he just drink Arizona? Zach, are you from Arizona, or are you just drinking Arizona? Zach looked like the type of dude that has two empty cases of Red Bull out in the back of his car, empty, just behind the driver's seat, just like just smashing Red Bulls all day. How can I get more energy? Zach coaches that looks like the type of dude that pours Red Bull in his coffee. Yeah, man. So it's Knicks versus everything, man. For me, that's why this game against the Pacers is so important because we at some point we have to get to respectability. So Raphael says, I'm a Knicks fan, but I'm a NBA fan too. I like today's teams and today's NBA. To that, I'm gonna say, so what? I'm messing with you, Raphael. I'm messing with you, Raphael, man. Hey, I'm a fan of basketball, right? I'm a basketball fan, right? But I will tell you this. I will tell you this. I'm a fan of basketball. I'm not a fan of teams. I don't get enamored with. You put a big three together. I don't care. I'm thinking about how Emmanuel quickly will one day be the star of the New York Knicks. That's what I'm thinking about. Y'all talking about Harden, Durant, Kyrie, blah 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 blah. I'm thinking about how in a year to 2 years, Emmanuel quickly is going to be the star of this team. That's all I've been thinking about. That's how I think. I don't care about LeBron and AD teaming up. I don't care about Rondo going to the Hawks. I don't care about any of that stuff. I care about the Knicks. That's it mostly. Yeah, man. So Raphael, we miss you, bro. And for those that don't know what Raphael is, Raphael is that guy back in mid October, early October that used to come on, and he was like, "Yo, Julius Randle is gonna get his assists up and is going to become an All Star." Raphael said that back in October, back in mid October, he was like, "Yo, listen, stop talking about trading Randle. You ain't gonna get nothing for him. His stock too low. What Randle is gonna do is Randle gonna come in, improve his 3 point shot, make more 3 pointers. He's gonna get his assist numbers up, and he's gonna become an All Star." And y'all clowned him. Oh, y'all! Oh my goodness! Oh, jeez! It was to a point y'all were bullying Raphael so bad about his Julius Randle. I thought that I legit was thinking about just asking Raphael to like, "Hey, dog, you sure you want to be up here and take all this heat?" He's like, "Nah, man, I could take it." He stood up there and took it for like 2 months, right? They was clowning Raphael, clowning him, clowning him, right? About what he said about you're not gonna get nothing from Randall. But what Julius Randle's gonna do is get his 3 point percentage up, way up, And he was like, "Yeah, way up, like I can't remember, like 42 something percent. I don't know, and I don't know what it is right now." But he also said Julius Randle is gonna get his assists up and probably be an All Star. And people clowned him on the Knicks at Night podcast every day. Y'all clowns him every day. Clowned him every day. Jay Williams, what's good? What's good, Jay Williams? What's good? Yo, Chuck Allen is in the building. Chuck Allen, what's good? Y'all say everybody, hey, y'all say hello to Chuck Allen. Chuck Allen, what's good? Wayne Peterson says it's crazy that Julius made a few tweaks and is an all-star because of it. Yep, and Raphael called it out. He called it. Jay Williams, what's good? What's good? What's good? That's good. So they said our schedule would be tough. They said our schedule would be tough, right? So I want to go to our schedule. So our schedule says Indiana, Detroit, San Antonio, Detroit, the next 4 games. Indiana, Detroit, San Antonio, Detroit. And they said our schedule would be tough. So Ghetto Intellect also said, "Gi, where you at? You in pajamas? You eating cereal? It's Saturday morning, bro. It's Saturday morning. Are you chilling out? You chilling out this morning, Gi?" Ralph also said, "Y'all too hard on Peyton," and I agree with him. Nah, I ain't too hard on Peyton. I ain't too hard on Peyton. If anything, I've been passive aggressive with Peyton, but I hadn't been hard on him. I say stuff about Peyton like every time Alfred Payton shoots a jump shot, A broken backboard gets his wings. Right? That's what I say about Alfred Payton. I'm not too hard on him. I say every time Alfred Payton shoots a jump shot, a broken backboard goes to heaven. Right? I'm not hard on him. I'm saying that my man can't shoot. Bodega Wi-Fi is in the building. What's goody? The Bodega Wi-Fi is in the building. I'm not too hard on Alfred Payton. Alfred Payton is too hard on backboards. I mean, legit, who's the victim here? Who's the real victim here? The victim, the victim, the victims are the rims and backboards. Alfred Payton. I mean, legit, Alfred Payton. When Alfred Payton shoots the ball 20 times, basketball courts look like a crime scene. Mass murder. SJ3 says, how you make it to the NBA without a jump shot? He slipped in the back door. He slipped in the back door like one of them crime movies. Like when a dude go out to take the trash and come back in, Alfred Payton slipped in the back door. Trinity Harlem said the backboard and EP both victims. Yeah, yeah. Because every time Alfred Payton shoots a jump shot, a broken backboard gets his wings. The Orlando Magic Alfred Payton was different. I don't know what happened. Yeah, yeah. And the dude has so, and this is the other thing that bothers me with Elf, right? And I know Alfred Payton. If you watching, you like, if I ever see that dude Uncle Freezy face to face, it's gonna be a showdown. Hey man, whatever, whatever. I still say you look like that little kid Jack from Blackish, all grown up. Alfred Payton is the little kid Jack from Blackish, all grown up. And how do you have a tattoo that says Flash and you run the slowest pace in the league? How do you have a tattoo of the word Flash and you're the epitome of slow? Right? Somebody help me. Somebody help me with this. I can't understand it. Somebody help me, man. Somebody send me a lifeline. Somebody throw me a lifeline, man. I'm legit struggling trying to figure something out. I can't. I'm struggling with it. Right? My man has a tattoo that says Flash and runs the slowest pace offense in the league. Somebody help me. Somebody help me figure this out. Right? Right? Somebody legit help me figure this thing out, man. Hey, Bagger Jones says, no, Peyton looked like the Black Power Rangers without the power. Wow. Wow. Yeah, he's Bizarro Flash running fast backwards. That's what it is. Somebody help me figure this thing out. You have a tattoo on your bicep that you flex that says Flash, and you legit run the slowest pace offense in the league. Can I get some help from somebody? I can't figure this out. I can't. I can't figure this out. Maybe if the ghetto intellect was here, he could add some balance to this. I just don't. I don't know. I just can't. I can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. These alerts are killing me, y'all. So yeah, man, I can't figure it out. So you have a tattoo of the word flash, sir. Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Uncle Freezy. Good morning to the chat, Uncle Freezy. Two-hand timeout, sir. The only reason I mentioned Elf was because we were giving God of Elijah and Moses his credit. So
Right.
I said he's another one that was just saying, we're a little too hard on Flash.
Lord
Oh,
have
see
mercy.
what you did?
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
We were being a little too hard on Elf. So it wasn't to go on, a 3-minute Elf situation. It was just saying, God of Elijah and Moses, we noticed some of your amazing takes. And we wanted to just take this opportunity as as a mod in the chat, as a strong supporter of the platform, probably a day one, if I do my history and research a little bit, it was just an opportunity for that. And as I was dragging myself, you see my eyes. Good morning, chat. I haven't even had the
member of the board of governors. Yeah, all these titles. Co-host of the Knicks Morning
see
Drive. All these
right.
titles. Yeah. Right.
So next thing you know, it's back to a broken backboard gets his wings, which I'm not saying any of them are bad takes. I'm not suggesting he got a flash tattoo. Mocha and Uncle Freezy they can't believe why does he have a flash tattoo. Even Mocha recognized that. Shout out to Mocha. Thank you for providing us with your lesser half. But without him, none of this goes because we know you're the better half, Mama.
Right.
So all these great things, and so I said, let me get in here, and I didn't see T.J. Warren last night when I watched the Pacers, and they're still playing. Yeah, I don't remember seeing T.J. Warren. I didn't even think about it until you said, I don't know if anybody's out hurt, and I was like, wow, I didn't see T.J. Warren last night.
Right.
So maybe he's out.
Right.
But good morning. It's rainy Saturday in the northeast section of America. So I think my mood reflects it a little bit, but I got to smile, and I'm here for the people to do the people's work.
So I took the ladies out to breakfast this morning before I jumped on. Right. We go out and get some breakfast. Real quick before I come on, and I step out the door, and it's like 55 degrees, a little bit breezy. The sun is out, and I can see the buds on the trees looking like they want to go ahead and do something, right? and so I'm looking. I look at Miss Mocha. I'm like, you know what I want to do today, right? And she ignored me. Like, you know what I want to do today, right? Like, I legit
play golf.
Yes, yes. How you know? How you know? How you know? Now you gotta tell me how you know, man.
Because man, listen, it's 55 degrees. It's perfect temperature. You said the sun is out. The flowers are just starting to break. That's perfect golf situation, man. It's like Masters.
And a small breeze. It's one of those small breezes that keep you just cool enough for you not to sweat while you playing. You know what I'm saying? Like just cool enough to keep you. You know what I'm saying? Like with me, I like to walk. Like even though I get the car, I like to walk, man. You know what I'm saying? So like if it's on the other side of the thing, I ain't driving the cart all the way over there. It depends. It depends on if it's somebody behind me. If it's somebody behind me, of course I got to keep up the pace in order to not slow anybody down. If not, I'll let them go, let them play through or whatever. But yeah, man. So it's perfect for me. And dog, big dog, I like to be fly. I take golf serious. I'm talking about serious. Like I gotta have the dopest golf shoes, like the Air Max, the new Air Max golf shoes. Come on, dog. Come on, dog. I legit got to have golf pants, not khakis. Right? People like khakis, golf pants, they the same. Nah, man. Nah, man. I got this. Yo. I take this thing serious. I take this thing serious, man. The only thing I don't take serious about golf is keeping up with golf lessons, right? I sometimes I legit have to have like 2 or 3 bad outings to remember, like, oh man, I need to go talk to such and such. Maybe something going on with my swing or something. You know what I'm saying? And golf lessons, man, down here, golf lessons is like $50 an hour,
It's
right?
everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
We might be 50 a half hour up here.
Wow. God.
We might be 50
Oh,
a half hour.
wow.
$25. Yeah, $25 a half hour. Yeah, we are. Yeah, we're absolutely 50. I was taking them in 93 at $25 a half hour.
Wow.
Yeah, so we
Wow.
probably up to 50 a half hour. Good morning to the chat. We see y'all. Good morning to the chat. So I told my wife, which I might get lucky and might not have to. I told next week the in-laws are snatching up the boys. So I told my wife, I said, don't be surprised if I have you jump in the car. We drive 4 or 5 hours south while she's working on her another degree. She's never satisfied. So I
Right.
said, you might just go to a hotel and do work for 2 days and just relax, so you don't get the cleaning while
Right.
your lesser half is out on the golf course somewhere. Because I'm
Yeah.
getting, but I
Yeah.
think today, this rain we're gonna get today, I don't think we'll see a piece of snow in the Northeast after tomorrow. It's been
Good.
so, yeah, the last 2 days it's been about 50 degrees,
Right.
so we've seen some major melting. But you
Right.
get those last craters that's locked in like balls of ice.
Right.
I
Right. Right.
think they're gonna get washed away today with this rain.
Good.
So
Good.
we
Good.
might be able to play golf by next week back on our courses.
Oh, that'll be, man. That'll be perfect. That'll be perfect. And so the thing I like about rain is for dudes like me. Okay, so I can hit the ball a long way and straight sometimes, right? Like I can hit it straight and not a long way, or I can hit a long way and it not be straight, right? It's either or for me. It depends on the day. Like if I feel like I can really get into it, if I can get that hip, that what I'm saying, into it, then hey man, I can hit it a long way, and then but it won't be. So I'm not Tiger, right? I'm definitely an amateur golfer, right? But when it rains though, all my shots that are coming in hot to the green, all of a sudden they hit that green and they don't do nothing.
They
They
don't
don't
bounce away.
they don't skip across the green. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they don't come in hot. They don't come in like nuclear missiles.
Are
You
you
know what I'm saying?
repairing your divots though?
Yeah, I do that. I do
All
that.
right, all right, all right,
Yeah, I do that
all
because
right.
I hate being up there and look at other people divots. I'm legit like bending over, what I'm saying, plucking them things because ain't nothing worse than seeing your ball bounce off course.
By the way, we got to pay attention to point five. I think he know a little something because he said, "Look good, feel good, play good."
For
So
sure,
he must know a little something about the game.
for sure, for sure.
That's my homie too. Point five salute. Ice Corleone salute.
Yeah, man, yeah, man. So I found this website. It's a European website where um they sell used equipment and then some new used whatever. They swag like the golf gloves, like the waterproof gloves and all that stuff. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I pay that few extra dollars to get quality stuff. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, I know we should be talking about Knicks. Um, but I'm gonna say this about Alpha Payton and then I'll let it go.
Oh no, no.
I'll say this about Alpha and let it go. The fact that we played Sacramento, the fact that we played Sacramento, and the ball was bouncing around beautifully. The ball wasn't sticking. makes me think: is it Alfred Payton that's the problem, or was it Sacramento just being that atrocious?
You're not bouncing. I'm not taking this pass, man. We already agreed that. If players are out, we didn't kill Frank Ntilikina while he was out. You know, he played a great game the night before, Elf. He got a little injury, so I'm not. It did look good. It did look good, but I don't want to be hard on Elf, man. Elf has played his heart out. You know, you gave Elf the biggest out. I believe it was Thursday. Because you said Elf's numbers are up across the board. His assists are
Yep.
probably down a little bit, which is a problem.
Right.
But you said his shooters percentage, and
Yep.
and I rather here's what I rather address. I don't know if it was Marquise Walker. Somebody asked, "How do you not get into the NBA and not shoot?" This is a new NBA.
Yeah.
Steph Curry changed this NBA. Reggie Miller was an anomaly.
Right.
The way he could shoot. Other guys, don't get me wrong, there were shooters in the league, but other guys it was about big men, back to the basket, drive to the bucket. That's why we had so many fouls in the playoffs the way we did.
Right.
Because and once the NBA took away the hand checking,
Right.
it expanded the way the game is played. You know, because remember, it wasn't about no shooting. A guy will come all the way out on the 3-point line and be able to put his hand on your hip and push you, be able to move you around.
And move
and it was so shooting, or you then what you wanted to do was go to the hole. So there was an NBA where you absolutely didn't need to have nothing that looked like a jump shot and be competitive in this league. The new league is now. Salute to Josh, Uncle Fulio, one of the sharpest guys out there, man. I don't get to spend no time with him. He goes on those big platforms. Those big platforms are a little too intimidating for me. You know what I mean? Not that yours not big, Freezy, but you know that the ones we came from, the ones where you guys all met. But salute to him. Top of the morning.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Yo, stop putting Red Bull in your coffee.
No.
Okay, I asked. I had to ask. I had to ask.
I see you ain't quit smoking them cigarettes that long either. I was teasing you, but I said go have a cigarette because you was wigging out one day. You was like, I quit smoking cigarettes. I said, well, go smoke one today.
You're the reason. I blame you, GI.
Right. Hey, man. Stop putting Red Bull in your coffee and smoking a cigarette to chase it down. Like, I need more energy.
Yo, Uncle Fulio, Uncle Fulio want to spend some time with us, man. That'll be great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, so shout out to Coach Zach and to Uncle Fulio. Uncle Fulio, you ready for Mo tonight? Mo ready for you, Uncle Fulio.
What's the lineup tonight?
Oh, that's right.
So the lineup is Chuck B versus JD, Tony Crow versus Hoodie Cav, SB Talking Sports 1 against Eric G, SB Talking Sports 1 against Zach's Coach's Desk, Mo versus Josh, aka Uncle Fulio.
Okay.
Chris Chang, what's good?
Uncle Fulio said drop that link so he can come talk his pregame talk.
Oh, wow.
The link's in there.
Yeah.
It depends on when you come into the chat.
No, I meant like I just came in and it was there.
Okay.
So hopefully it's still there.
Yeah, he dropped it again. Yeah. No, I just oh, excuse me. Hold on, go on mute for a second.
Now who's the one that's got to quit smoking? Oh,
okay. Hey, let me ask.
Go ahead.
Let me ask. Hey, do y'all know cigars? Anybody
yeah,
a little bit.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay, I see you.
That's my favorite. Romeo and Juliet, 1875 is like my favorites.
Okay.
I'm an Ashton guy. My father, but I'm a mild smoker because I only smoke on the golf course because there's really no way. I'm not smoking in my car.
Right.
And I'm not going to incriminate myself on the Blonde Tears Network.
Oh, GI, why you gotta?
And that, hey,
So these type of cigars are mostly for the golf course and with the boys every once in a while. But
I need to smoke on here sometimes just dealing with you, GI. I'm not incriminating myself.
wow. So what I do is occasionally, like when we go to like when I go to conferences or whatever, what I'll do is I'll load up maybe buy about $400 or $500 worth of cigars, right? And
Oh,
just load up and just I mean because it's the thing when you meet people, it's like a icebreaker icebreaker piece type situation. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
And so what I'll do is hey man, you smoke cigars? Yeah, man, yeah, I smoke cigars. Yeah, hey, why don't you come by the room later on? It'll be somebody like somebody that's important in some place, like some city or some business setting or something, and you get to network with them. Like you sit outside on some deck and you'll be like, hey man, you play golf? Yeah, I play golf. You smoke cigars? Yes, I smoke cigars. You drink cognac? Cognac, golf, cigars. I met my soulmate. You
Did
know
we
what I'm
just become best friends?
saying? You're
yeah,
right, right, right,
it's a male thing. I'm a
right,
Canadian whiskey guy, but
right,
that's okay.
right. Yeah.
A lot of
So
bourbon guys, a lot of bourbon guys. But go
a
ahead, Uncle
lot of
Freeze.
bourbon guys. Yeah, a lot of. See what with me the cognacs and the port like so there your cognac guys, your guys that like the ports. And for those that don't know what a port is like a really thick wine. Not really thick wine, but it's more of a it's more viscous than regular wine. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
been
Wine,
sit, it's been sitting for a while.
right? And it's stronger, right? So it's got a higher alcohol content or whatever. But depending on the cigar that you get and the port that you get, dude, it's like a match made in heaven. The port makes the cigar taste better, and the cigar makes the port taste better. And so it turns strangers into chatterboxes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like so you sit across so you sit at that table with somebody.
Or it turns chatterboxes into strangers, one of the other.
Oh, what another? Sometimes you need somebody to put the governor on to kind of slow the government. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes you just
Like
get slumped.
this motherfucker going to talk us to death. You know what I'm saying? So and so I okay. So I go to this conference, whatever the conference name, it don't matter, right? And so we're in the lobby, like the dude that set up the conference did this strange afternoon meet and greet type thing. It's work, right? So it's like you gotta do your and it's like at like 5:45, and it's like on the second day. You're like, why are you gonna schedule something like this on the second day? This should have been like the first day thing, get it over with, and then we could just go do all the other stuff on our own. But anyway, so it's like this weird meet and greet type situation. We in this lobby, and this one dude, I swear to God, is in the room and he's talking us to death. Talking us to death, giving out his business card and all kind of stuff. Yeah, I'm such and such, I gotta and understand he was working the room, but how you gotta understand the setting that you're in and understand the temperature of the room and all of that. You know what I'm saying? And some people want to crank up the temperature of the room, do ice break, and then others are not really good at it. Well, this dude wasn't really good at it. You know what I'm saying?
Was his
So,
business card saying "Rob the Nick"?
no,
I'm just playing.
no, but
Because I did
I see
watch
where you
that
go,
video last night that you were talking
bro,
about, and
Was
bro.
it brutal? Zach, did
my
I lie?
lord,
Zach, did I
Very.
lie?
I sense no fiction. It was all
Thank you.
facts. Oh
Thank
my
you.
lord.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So yeah, it was just like that. It was just like that, except um, you know. So the dude is legit talking. Hey, what's up, Josh?
Good morning, y'all. How y'all doing?
Good,
Yo,
you?
yo.
Josh, what up?
So I'm telling them about this dude that was talking us to death at this conference, and legit, this girl like pulls him to the side and like takes a drink with him to slow him down, and everybody keeps sliding tens to the bartender. Like they just keep sliding the bartender $10 bills just to keep the drinks going his way. So
Yeah.
the dude because this dude was legit killing the vibe of the thing. We were already not wanting to be there, and so yeah. But anyway, Gian, that's what it was. But so Josh, I understand that you're Captain America. You're a Navy guy, right? And so you don't smoke. You don't smoke anything. You don't smoke cigars. You don't drink cognac.
I
You
vape
don't
a little
play
bit.
golf. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But I understand Navy guys have it a
Vaping.
little bit different. Navy guys are different, a different breed of animals. Different breed of animal. They're what's the word I'm looking for? They are the
Josh, you laughing because you know it's coming. You laughing
yeah,
because you know it's coming. Josh.
they're the outsiders to humankind, basically.
Oh, wow.
No,
Yeah,
respect
yeah.
all service men and women everywhere, man, no matter what branch.
I don't.
Shout out.
Absolutely, thank you for your service.
Hey, he's just riding off the last couple Army victories over Navy. But before that, we was killing y'all year by year by year. Oh my goodness, it was so bad. But I feel bad for you, Freezy. Don't worry about it. It's all good, man. Go Navy, beat Army all day, every day. You know what I mean?
Right. I feel you. Go Army, beat Navy. I feel you.
No, I said go Navy, beat Army.
Right.
No.
And so for the Navy to be the most expensive bill to the American government, I would expect better.
Oh, really? We have the Marine Corps under us. We got the Marine Corps. We got everything. You know what I'm saying?
I know that.
We got planes. We got helicopters. We got guns. We got it all.
Right. The most expensive bill to the American government, right? And this is what the Navy provides us with. Not Uncle Josh, because Uncle Josh is cool. Uncle Fulio is cool, but you know the Navy got, and the Navy also has elite stuff like SEALs and other units and stuff that people aspire to get to, man. If you tough enough, you know. But you know, I'm still saying the Army, man. Go Army, beat Navy. We do the most with the least. You know what I'm saying?
I respect the Army. You know, I respect y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all all right. Y'all all right. You know what I mean? We could always use a bench player to come in and clean up. You know, whenever we can't get it right the first time. You know what I'm saying? But
Freezy,
it's
I don't
all
know
good.
how you guys do it with them Bradleys, man, in the military. Because them
Dog.
things, I build those and all the other stuff for the different branches of the military. And when I got to get in those hellholes and like hang all the stuff and put all the stuff together,
Why, man? What?
my big
What?
6'4", 240, big guy trying to fit in that thing.
Bro,
I can't imagine how y'all do it with full equipment, bro.
I'm telling you, hey man, spend 2 weeks in that
Nope,
outside in the
I'm
element.
good.
Yeah,
Josh, yo, Zach
More
sounds
power
like
to
he
all
works.
of you.
He sounds like he works at Picatinny Arsenal.
No,
Maybe.
Come on, GI.
I tried to take a guess.
I can't tell you where because of confidentiality stuff, but no, not there.
Yeah. Hey, but yeah. So when I was in, I had to deal with armored personnel carriers, right? The old ones, the Vietnam era ones,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and so what they did was they took the green Vietnam era ones and sandblasted them and painted them tan and called them desert era APCs. So you like what? Y'all ain't changed nothing. All you did was legit. All we did was legit paint them, sandblast them, paint them, and then put the Velcro on the side for team training exercises, and that's it. And they went from Vietnam era to desert era.
Updated, baby.
Updated. hey, so Zach, did you ever have to this is what I'm going to ask you about. Are you familiar with changing tracks on those things?
I haven't been in that department yet, but I do. Right now, I'm more the paint side and the final processing. So like I put all the stuff in like before they go to the assembly line. I'll put like the battery boxes in, the fuel cells. I'll help put the motor and transmissions in.
Okay.
And then once they come back, I put all the final seats and all the sticker straps.
Finish
the turrets, right? Yeah, I do a lot of both, but I haven't put stuff like that on yet. No.
Yeah, man. I used to love it back in the day. I had this skill, right? That you would take your APC and try to go up a hill or something like that, and say your track would come off of its track.
Yeah.
And so before I got to the unit, that used to be like um a all day affair, maybe like 18 hours or something. I learned how to do it in an hour, right? And I'm not saying that I'm the best at anything. I'm just saying that Lazy Bones Uncle Freezy found a way to do it
Lazy bone.
faster and slicker. Like instead of trying to do this thing with it on there, how about we just take it completely off and lay it flat like a watch band? You know how a watch band is, right? How you take a link out of a watch band.
Hmm.
So what we would do is legit take a link out of the track, right? Pull it back together and put a new piece at the end, right? And so it sounds weird, like why would you do it at the end? But what happens is the old track had been working together for so long that it's grooved together, kind of, you know what I'm saying, in a way that I'm saying is worn, right? So you put it at the end and snap it on, do it real quick, and then all you got to do is get the track, excuse me, and drive it back across the track, pulling the track along, get it back on, and put the long screw in and put it back together, and we out of here, right? And so the first time I did that, my squad leader was like, "Yo, didn't I tell you to do the such and such and such and such? What are y'all doing?" I'm like, "Hey, Saul, we finished already. Let's go. Let's roll." Saul's like, "Uncle
Okay.
Freezy, Uncle Freezy, did I tell you that?" Hey, Saul, I said we straight. We good. He's like, "How'd you do such and such?" Don't worry about that. Just promote me. Promote me, man. Because listen, I heard about how you used to tell me the stories about how when this happened, y'all legit had to sit out in the field for a whole day until such and such and such. We doing it in an hour. I need a promotion. And my man was like, "Yo, I can't do that. But what I can do is when PLDC come up, I'll send you to PLDC." And so I was like, "Yo, you know what? That right there will work, my man. Get me some PLDC, and I'm straight." So anyway, it is what it is, and so most people won't know what PLDC is, but it's just another step in the thing to get you to that place that you want to get to eventually. Hey, so John, I wanted to ask you, man. So what would make a guy join the Navy? Shout out to the Knicks fans, by the
Oh,
way. What would make
respectable.
a
Oh
sane
man.
human being say, "I want to be on a ship for 6 years in closed confined quarters with a bunch of dudes I don't know that are young and horny"?
Hey, Josh, just take this. Josh, take this just as preparation for tonight. This is your layup line for tonight. Take it like that, bro.
I don't know how to come back to that, honestly.
Horny.
Yeah, I don't even know how to because it's true. It's a lot of I don't know. I don't know,
Just
man.
some people like being around a bunch of young horny men. I mean, what is that?
In close quarters.
And the
Hey,
funny
is
part is,
that really
Josh.
that bad?
The funny
Oh,
part is, Josh.
that's what Josh
Unfortunately,
likes.
I have to run out for a half hour to do this political event to sign these petitions. We're getting our politics season, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to leave you with these two guys for a few minutes, but I'm coming right back. I'm not yet, but I don't
Oh,
want to
good.
interrupt any
Good.
conversation.
Good, Josh. We scared GI off. Good.
yeah. So dude, and so a guy told me. So the Navy recruiter came to my high school, right? I had just won the 400, the 800, right? I just won the 400 and 800 at my school, right? The Navy guy comes to me and is like, "Yo, join the Navy, man. You're in shape. You're already a good runner. You know what I'm saying? You already, saying the PT part of such and such." And I'm like, "Yo, I need to know how y'all resupply y'all ships." And so he said, "What we do is we stand in a line, elbow to elbow, and one guy passes the stuff, and you get it from one guy, and you pass it to the guy, and that's how you pass it. And it's a long line from one place all the way to like this thing." And I was like, "Yo, are you serious?" And he was like, "Yes."
Underway replenishment. That's what we call it.
What'd you say, Josh?
Underway replenishment. That's what we call it.
Oh.
Line two ships up next to each other, hang a line, and they'll shoot it across with some sort of line or like rope or something like that.
Pulley system.
Yeah, pulley system, something like that.
Hey man, I was like, "Yo, if you don't get out of my eye with that, the Navy just hey man, they do the most for no reason." They do the most unnecessary for no reason. Though I was like, nah, I can't do that.
How else we supposed to get supplies on the ship, Freezy?
Why am I on the ship?
Why
You're
am I
on the ship because you get to go to a lot of places. You don't get to be in like the middle of like bumfuck Nebraska. I'm sorry to excuse my language, but you know what I mean? You're in the middle of nowhere. You're in the middle of nowhere in the Army.
Good point. Good
This
point.
is the Navy. You get to go places and you get to travel and see different cultures and eat weird food and all of that.
Yeah, good point. Yeah,
but you're also surrounded by a bunch of young, horny men. I mean, is that a perk?
You're surrounded by
That's all you got out of that, Zach.
Is that a perk? I'm just playing. Come on, man.
You're surrounded by a bunch of young, horny men out in the woods or wherever y'all be at in the Army.
Yeah.
So same thing.
Yeah. I mean,
the women in the Navy look better. That's a guarantee.
Dude, come on, man. Don't do that.
I would say the Air Force is on top. The Air Force definitely.
The Air Force, yeah. The Air Force is definitely on top, man. But the thing is, man, is being an Army guy, right? You in those small towns, the Army is the only thing that some of those small town girls know. So once they turn about 19, 20 years old, all they thinking about is that Army man they can pull off posts. So it's a competition.
So you're saying they've been passed around the unit. That's what you're saying.
Hey man, all I'm saying is I was 19 years old. I didn't know. I didn't know. I was in places. I was in places like Fort Polk, Louisiana.
What?
Fort Polk, Louisiana.
Like Polk?
That definitely.
No,
lived up to his name then, huh?
Oh wow.
So I used to do work at the Norfolk Housing Authority in Norfolk, Virginia. And one time we were sitting on this little bay of water, and you could see the ships on the other side. And literally out of nowhere, a submarine just came up. And he was like, oh, a submarine's coming. I said, what? And literally out of nowhere, and the guys jumped off the submarine, and the girls came running, bro. They was like waving for him. And I said, oh, all right, now that's mad cool. Now that
then
was
GI
mad
enlisted to the Army.
No, sir. No, sir.
I mean, I'm not knocking the Navy in a sense where they don't belong and you know what I'm saying in the military. What I'm saying is if you had a choice between steak and bologna sandwiches, why not choose the steak? You know what I'm saying?
Bologna sandwiches. What do y'all eat in the Army? Tell me that. What do y'all eat?
Liquid bologna sandwiches.
They eat MREs.
Yeah.
Freezy, explain to people what MREs are. Bologna sandwiches, right?
Yeah, kinda. So
yeah.
except in a airlock bag that was made 6 years ago. or however long it was, 3 years or whatever it is.
Like prison food, you know what I'm saying?
Nah, prisoners I think would eat better than some of the stuff we ate in the field. But yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But yeah. So the thing about the Navy is I'm not gonna diss the Navy because they're good at what it is at their usefulness. I just wouldn't do it. I wouldn't advise others to do it. I'm like, hey man, listen. If you're an athlete and you're smart, you know what I'm saying? If you have some gusto to you, if you have some drive and determination, go Army. If you all the other stuff, go Navy.
Oh, I'm not gonna diss them, but here's a diss.
No, I'm not. No, because there's a place for everybody. There's a place for everybody, dog. Seriously, if you're a superb athlete, drive and determination, very smart in the classroom, you know what I'm saying, understand relevance, super patriotic, you know what I'm saying, join the Army. And if you whatever, join the Navy.
If you're all the others.
Time out. First of all, he mentioned athletic, right? First of all, do you guys even have to swim in the Army to a part of your qualification?
Yes. No, not as part of qualification. Not as basic qualification.
Okay, so you coming in out of shape as it is. That's number one. And number two, I think the Army accepts the people with the lowest ASVAB score.
No. I'll tell you, the group that comes in under y'all accepts the lowest ASVAB score. That's what I heard. I heard the Marines accepts the lowest ASVAB score.
No.
Yeah, man.
The Marines and Navy. The Marines. Okay, so let me just prep. I'm in Navy recruiting, so to speak. So I kind of know the Navy and Marines. It's the same thing. but the Army takes the worst of the worst. They'll say, okay, come here, we'll take you. They take the lowest ASVAB score. So just saying.
Right. I still don't agree with that. And
all right.
And so my only qualification is this right here. that's my prop. I'm just joking with you, man. And so the thing is I respect the Navy and Marines in a how should I put it, in a little brother type sense. Like, okay, I can dig y'all being here because y'all blood. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it. All the other stuff ain't really impressive. You just my little brother. We share the same gene pool or whatever, you know, but all the other stuff. Okay. Man, because I've had some experiences in the military, man, with Army guys, with Navy guys, with Marines, right? So my uncle Leon was joined the Marine Corps. He was 18 years old. He left like this innocent young dude, you know what I'm saying, coming back like, yeah, man, I'm gonna go serve my country. You know, Vietnam, I ain't scared of Vietnam, blah, blah, blah. And he came back a different person at like 23, 24 years old because of all the stuff that he saw. Like he came back with this new attitude, you know what I'm saying? Like some addictions we didn't know about or whatever, or maybe not addictions, but some new habits. And so we're trying to figure some stuff out, like, you know, what happened to him over there. Don't really want to ask because, you know, you don't want to have a conversation that leads to, you know, you try to have the conversation that's uncomfortable.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And so I knew something was going on, and then so I joined, you know, a few years later because Uncle Leon was my hero, man. You know, he did because he could do all the stuff that I like to do. He was tall. He was like 6'6". So I'm like, I'm not 6'6". I'm close though. You know what I'm saying? And he could draw, and he could play basketball, man. And he loved the Knicks. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he would talk sports all the time, and all these things. So he was like kind of like my role model a little bit. So, but he went to the Marines. I was like, yo, the Marines got crazy. I'm going, but I'm not joining the Marines though. I'm going, but the Marines. I see what they did, you know. So I go through my stuff too, and I come back a different person, but I don't know it. To me, I feel like I'm the same person, except I had you know, go through some stuff. You know what I'm saying, in the military, and it's like, so you go in as an 18-year-old kid, naive, no matter what you know, no matter what you think you know going in. Once you get into like these training environments, you start reading these manuals, these books, and start reading these history books, and you get around these guys that have 10, 12, 15 more years of military experience than you, and they're not even old. Dude, I'm telling you, like you go in 18, a dude that's like 32, 33 years old has been through so much stuff. They seem like a grandfather to you, right? But they're only like 15 years older than you. They have all these, yeah, I was at such and such place in Cuba when the such and such thing happened, and we was there. All we had to eat was T-Rats for 7 weeks. I ate the same T-Rat for 7 weeks, and then beat my P-38, got rusty and it broke, and then I had to open the thing with my knife. How am I kill somebody and eat with the same tool? And I'm like, okay. And so this is kind of stuff that I'm hearing, right? And then so these guys, so we go to these places, and then we see Navy guys come in with these squeaky clean uniforms and bell bottoms and stuff.
Bell bottoms.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, with bell bottoms. Yeah. They come in with that Donald Duck uniform. We used to call them Donald Duck.
You got to read Big Oso's comment. Read Big Oso's comment.
Hey, so Big Oso said, I went to a Marine recruiter. He made me do 30 pull-ups and 100 push-ups for the first time talking to him. I passed the air. I just said, so I joined the Air Force. Right? Nah, I feel you. Hey, they crazy. They crazy, dog. No, but the Navy guys, they came in with a Donald Duck uniform with a little white cap cocked to the side. You know what I'm saying? All that money they had. You know what I'm saying? They come in buying drinks for all the girls and all kind of stuff. And we like, yo, I just got out of a place where I had to walk knee deep in mud for 3 weeks. And the first thing I see is Donald Duck in here buying drinks for the girls. Yes, now I have a bad spot for the Navy. I'm a hater.
little
You
bit of
know what I'm
jealousy,
saying?
Freezy.
Yeah. What?
A little bit of jealousy.
Dog. No,
I'm just.
jealousy. Jealousy is at the green end of the spectrum. We were at the red end of the spectrum. Bro, when you see Donald Duck come in there with their
With the bell
uniform,
bottoms.
yeah, with the bell bottom and they hat cocked to the side. Like
Hey,
who the hell y'all think y'all are?
hey, Freezy, just throw me in the back, and I'm gonna hit the chat in a half hour and tell you to throw me
Okay.
back in.
Okay. All right. Yeah, hey, so Uncle Fulio, you got a Donald Duck uniform? I'm just asking.
He's wearing the bell bottoms right now. He just don't want to show us.
He just always shows it.
I got Nike sweats on right now, actually. But Donald Duck uniforms, okay, fine. If you want to call it that, fine. Yes, I do have a Donald Duck uniform.
Yes.
I have it in white and I have it in black.
Right. Oh, the black must be new. It must be after I got
No,
out.
they call it dress blues, but the real color is black.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So Coach Zach, I see the Donald Duck walks in, and when we say Donald Duck, it's actually plural for a bunch of Navy dudes in that white uniform. So Donald Duck walk in, and they got money falling out of their pocket. It's like 20s falling on the floor, and they ain't even missing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm in the army, man.
That's why Josh always smiling.
Yeah, man. And so Donald Duck walk in, they buying all the pretty girls. It's like racing over to them because they got their white hat cocked to the side, and they saying stuff like, "Yeah, I just came back from Venezuela," or something, a normal girl can't even pronounce. You just came from Venezuela. You know what I'm saying? These girls is like, so I'm like, yes, I'm mad and jealous. You know what I'm saying? These is like, yeah, we just spent 6 weeks in Panama. And people are like, wow, Panama, where is Panama? And with me, I'm like, yo, I just spent 3 months in Fort Irwin, California. And they're like, Fort Irwin, what's that? The desert. Oh, no, we don't like y'all. No, not at all. You know what I'm saying? So these Navy dudes be coming up to be talking that noise, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, we the Navy, we the best, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, y'all don't do nothing. Y'all take a cruise and then get off y'all cruise boat with your Donald Duck uniform on.
That's definitely
every time Josh goes to debate, you got to have that song for his intro in the Navy.
Oh wow!
No. Wow. Not at all. But we definitely do stuff in the Navy. That's not true that we don't do anything. I had to do a lot, my time in. So now I'm relaxed. I work in the building. I'm chilling. You know what I mean? But
right.
When I was out,
so you work in PAC now?
PAC?
PAC, yeah.
What's that?
So PAC for us is personnel when you do the paperwork for the soldiers and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Keep track of their records and like PT tests and they personnel movement where they stationed at. And
yeah, we call it PERS. We call it PERS.
Oh, okay.
Personnel.
Okay. Yeah, back in the day, PAC used to be like a room full of typewriters and ashtrays with like dudes that had they dudes that either went to school for it or had some type of profile where they couldn't, do any physical activity. They would go work in PAC and you know what I'm saying, and just do like paperwork and file stuff and all of that. So shout out to Ismail Rivas, Chris Chain, Julian Blum, Big Oso. I forgot Big Oso said. Big Oso talking person all of outfits. Hey, Air Force guys, you got to be careful with Air Force dudes, man, because they smart and they tell jokes all the time. That's what I learned about being around Air Force guys. Like they legit have a sense of humor. Like when I was active duty, I didn't have a sense of humor because nothing was ever funny. You know what I'm saying? Because we legit was always staging to go somewhere. It's like, yo, report to such and such gym so that you can get your shots and so that we can send you to such and such place. And I'm like, dog, it's Christmas Eve. They're like, hey man, we gotta do what we gotta do. You know what it was when you signed up for it. I'm like, I'm already alone I'm already like an E3 alone away from my family on Christmas Eve. And so all I want to do was just get on the telephone and talk to my mom and pops. But y'all are legit like, yo, nah, skip that telephone call with your mom and pops and go to such and such field house to get your shots so we can send you to this place called Bosnia. I'm like, Bosnia? Where's Bosnia at? You know what I'm saying? What Bosnia? You gonna send me to Bosnia?
One thing I can say is I think the last 4 Super Bowls I missed because we were either or 5 Super Bowls. We were either deployed, we were in the middle of the ocean somewhere, and I think 3 out of the last like 7 years I missed Christmas and New Year's because we were deployed. So,
yep,
definitely
that's a
no
sacrifice. Salute to you guys, man, because that's a sacrifice you guys make, and we're all grateful for it.
No doubt, no doubt.
yeah,
but I tell you what, I ain't going back to the ship. I'm about to get out soon.
I ain't doing it again.
Oh yeah, it's yeah. I've done my time already. I'm just gonna work in this building for the next couple of years, and then
say la vie and wait on the 3rd of the month.
Yeah, my uncle was in the my uncle was in the 101st Airborne in the Army for 25 years. So that dude, he was always, I've talked to my aunt and my cousins a lot about that. Just the family impact it has.
Man,
it's just wild.
Coach Zach, do you know what type of mindset you have to have in order to step out of a moving plane at 1,300 feet to land in a zone that's not really that big with other dudes that may or may not do the right thing? And so your life is depending on the person next to you doing the right thing. Because you can do every step of the process correctly, by the book, by the textbook, right? And one person do something wrong, and it can mess up the life of like 2 or 3 other people that's around that person.
Yeah, my uncle was in both Iraqi wars, and he just some of the stories he's told me, and he actually had videos of him in combat, like they had cameras set up.
Right.
He tried to show me at one time, and I was like, dude, Uncle Jim, I'm 13 years old. I don't want to see any of this shit.
Right,
you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't want to see any of this. But he's one of the best men, probably the best man I've ever known. But yeah, it messed him up pretty good.
Right, man. Yeah, and so what bothers me, and not to get on a soapbox or whatever, but what bothers me is you see athletes say stuff like, yeah, man, he was a warrior out there tonight, man. So he laid it all on the line. He gave, he did such and such. I'm like, no, he probably played hard, but he's not a warrior. You know what I'm saying? He probably played really hard. He probably, gave it all he had, but he is not a warrior. I've lived with warriors, man. I've been in the presence of warriors. You know what I'm saying? I've seen dudes with enough ribbons on their chest to tell the life story of a guy that's a warrior, right? So when dudes say, like when you see a dude down for a loose ball catch, like, oh man, he laid his body on the line, he's a warrior. No, not really. And you know what I'm saying? Not really.
Does it bug you guys? Because I don't know. I can't really speak. I was supposed to go in the military, but I messed my shoulder up and had bronze and pins, and I got in a car accident, messed up even more. So they wouldn't take me. But my uncle always talked to him about it. Like he's a Cowboys fan as well as myself, and we were talking about hey, it's just sports, man. Still, but we were talking about how Dak wants $45 million per se. And it's like he's got to be able to eat. He's looking out for his money. Blah blah blah. He's a warrior. My uncle was like, "Oh really? Come do my job for a year and see what happens to you."
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Does that bother you when people are like, "Oh, I'm only making $20 million. I want $50 million. I'm underpaid."
Right. And so I know a dude. I was
talking about underpaid. You two and my uncle and guys like that. That's underpaid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's underpaid. You got first world problems if 25 million ain't enough.
Veterans, service people are vastly underpaid for what they become after they leave home, and what they have to, and the burden they have to carry around after they leave the military. They are very underpaid, right? Because once you become a trained killer, you can't unbecome that. Right? You go in like you legit join, no matter what age you join, you're young. You know what I'm saying? No matter it doesn't matter if you 17, you join 18 before basic training, or if you 22 after college, you go to OCS. None of that stuff matter because you're young, right?
You're young in here.
Yep. Until until you get to your duty station and you start doing stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then you become old really fast. You know what I'm saying? Out of responsibility. Just the burden of being in a squad, say being in a squad with 9 other people, right? So you 9 other people, including your squad leader, your assistant squad leader, whatever. The burden of protecting them at all costs for the whole time that y'all gather together is something that you learn that you can't undo. Like you can't just do that and then drop that responsibility once you leave the military. You know what I'm saying? So so when guys say, I heard Kellen Winslow Jr. say that one time. He caught the game winning touchdown for the University of Miami. They beat somebody like Nebraska. And he's like, I'm a
Kellen
soldier.
Winslow, the rapist Kellen Winslow.
Yeah, him.
Old lady
Yes,
rapist.
yes.
I mean, it's.
Yes, I heard him say he was a soldier. I'm a warrior. I take this thing serious.
I do remember that. Yeah, I do.
When he stepped on someone's leg in that game, and that's why they asked. It was like he stepped on someone's leg and broke their leg, and almost like I think he might have ended their career. And when they asked him, he was like, "It's killed or be killed out here. I'm a soldier."
Yeah, like
what? You're getting a full ride.
Right.
One of the best opportunities of your life. And you're gonna be making millions.
And I promise you, you're not sleeping in knee-deep mud, Kellen Winslow Jr. Right? I say that because I know what that feeling is like. Like legit taking your entrenching tool and have to remove so much mud that you can get a flat base to lay on. You got to put plastic on the ground. You know what I'm saying? You got to do all these things, keep all this stuff in your wet weather bag, because if not, all your clothes for the week will be soggy. You know what I'm saying? So I Kellen Winslow Jr., I know what it's like to be a warrior, man. Football, basketball? No, not so much. No, there's no comparison.
I don't even have the background that you guys have, or like my uncle or whoever the servicemen and women are out there. But that pisses me off when people act like that. Like, I'm underpaid or undervalued when you're making millions of dollars to play a children's game and be an entertainer.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I don't.
Because then you got police officers too, and you got like first responders, like EMTs and all sorts of people that do like service here, nurses. Right. It's like you got it pretty good, man.
Personally, I personally don't take it. I don't take it personally myself, because it is a business at the end of the day. So those guys are just lobbying to get more money, just like any business person would. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I know enough not to take it personal, and I think it's relative to the conversation. Now, if you want to say if they were like, oh, I'm a soldier, I'm more of a soldier compared to the people that go out there and risk their lives every day, I think that's different. But
those are the type of people I'm talking about. Like when Latrell Sprewell said, "I got kids to feed. I can't take $21 million."
Right.
Like things like that.
I don't think that was meant as a diss to people that are making less money. I think he's talking about it's a business, from the business aspect of what he does. That's what he was talking about. He wasn't dissing like people that go out there and risk their lives every day.
I'm just asking you guys from your perspective. That's all.
Yeah, I understand. I understand you may take it that way, and you should. If that's how you feel, you definitely should. But me, right. I don't take it personal at all. It's the nature of the business,
Right. It's a Navy way of thinking.
I didn't mean to throw you the alley-oop, Freezy. I didn't mean to do that to you.
My bad, man. It's
like the Navy.
What, man? What? I mean, no. I ain't gonna say. Hey, so shout out to all the Navy vets and those that are in the Navy right now. Y'all know, if you've heard me for like the past hour or so with the Navy jabs, y'all know where this is coming from, because I'm sure y'all have been doing Army jabs forever as well. You know what I'm saying? So they know what they know. Basically what this is. So respect to them. Yeah, man. So Coach Zach. So what are we doing with the Pacers tonight?
Hopefully beating the ever living crap out of them. I want a blowout win, but we'll see what happens. They're a lot better team than the Kings. I feel like our defense from last game was atrocious. We have to be a lot better against them. Like, we can't let Sabonis have a game against us like he did his first game, the first game of the season. Right. I feel like DeMontis is not a good defender, so you got to go at him with Julius constantly, like they did that second game. They tired him. They beat him up. Got to close out to the 3-point shooters very well. I don't know. I mean, I maybe see Frank getting some burn again, just because of the necessity, situational player. I do feel like we're not going to have anywhere close to 140 points again. It's going to be a struggle.
Okay.
Maybe I think we might have a chance to blow them out regardless, because that confidence from a game like that, for a game against the Kings, is a confidence builder that can carry over to the next game.
Right. Right.
You know.
Right. So Uncle Josh, so what do you think about this game with the Pacers tonight? Is this a must-have game in order for us to get to 500, or are we overstating the importance of a mid-schedule regular season game?
I think this game is very important. If you look at the standings from 4 to 12, they're separated by just 3 games, and the Knicks are right dead smack in the middle of all of that madness right there, where one game can definitely decide, where your playoff positioning is, and one game can knock a team totally out of playoff contention. So I think definitely this is definitely a must-win tonight. 2 teams that are fighting for that playoff position. The Pacers are kind of falling out of that top 4, and the Knicks are kind of on the rise up. I think our defense was terrible last game. I don't like the fact that we gave up 120 points. And the Knicks are not going to win too many games by playing that kind of defense, because they're not going to score 140 points every night. Heck, they're not going to score 110 points every night. That's not how the Knicks are built. The Knicks are built to play defense and to win games based on that defense. And the Knicks are not built to go shot for shot with a team or try to score a team out 120.
Not built to run and gun.
Yeah, that's not who the Knicks are. They're built on defense. So if the Knicks can come out and play solid defense tonight and keep the Pacers to like 105, I think we have a great chance of winning. But giving up 120 points is not going to cut it to anybody.
No. And so, am I overstating the obvious when I say, and I want some help on this, man. I'm not saying that I'm right, and I'm not saying this to troll. I legit am undecided. And a lot of times we are undecided on topics and just decide to pick a side and go with it. But we could legit go either way. But like, you ever been in a situation where somebody asks you, they legit ask you the simplest question and it stumps you? Like we say, hey, Coach Zach, what are we going to do for lunch? And you're like,
well, what you want to do?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And so it's like,
I asked my fiance that question.
Yeah, it's like the simplest question, but it stumps you. Like, geez,
you could go here, you could go there.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Or like the other night when you asked top 5 movies, you stumped the ever living crap out of me.
Because depending on the day or the tone of the conversation, your opinion may change. Like some days I will legit say, I think that movie Friday is a top 5 comedy classic, right? And then on other days I'll forget about it. You know what I'm saying? And then, but 2 months ago you said Friday, and I was like, yeah, I probably did, but it was. And so the reason why I asked y'all, the reason why I preface this is because I want to know if the Knicks offense scoring 140 points was due to the absence of Elfrid Payton being the controller of the offense, like being the Chad Pennington of the Knicks offense, or is it a byproduct of the Sacramento Kings 30th ranked defense giving up 140 points in 48 minutes?
It's a little bit of both, I think, if you think about it. Like, not saying anything bad about Elfrid Payton, because we need him if we're going to make a push. But at the same time, Derrick Rose is a type, if you get him out there and start, and he has like sort of a flashback game, like a vintage game, like where he started out with 11 points.
Right.
Like, he's not going to do that all the time. That's not sustainable. But I think that got us off to a good start. And also the zero defense that was being played helped that. That was probably the main thing. It was the worst defense.
I think I agree that the Sacramento Kings' lack of defense did not help, but I think the Knicks were just hot. Everybody was making shots. Everyone. I think we had 5 or 6 players in double figures. Everyone was making shots. I think 3 of 3 players were shooting above 50% from the field. That's
I think
insane.
didn't we shoot almost 60% from the field as a team?
That's insane. That's ridiculous. That's like a team just getting hot. That's what happened. It had nothing to do with Elfrid Payton not being there or Derrick Rose being put in the star lineup. I don't think it had anything to do with
But Josh, Derrick Rose is a lot better of a basketball player than Elfrid.
I agree with that, but I'm talking
saying,
about
like, he can help facilitate that. Like, he can find who's hot better. He could get the ball to the guys that are hot, making shots better. His passes are more accurate, and just the way he talks on the court compared to Elfrid Payton to keep guys engaged, keep guys on the same page. That could have something minuscule to do with it, is what I'm saying.
So the question was about the Sacramento Kings game. I'm not talking about overall. The question was
saying in that game. In that game, it helped.
Well, we don't know because we didn't see Elfrid Payton there. So all we seen was Derrick Rose. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, the Knicks just had a night where they shot ridiculous. That doesn't happen to a lot of teams, like, if ever. You know what I mean? So let's see it. Let's give it some games, and we'll be able to find out. But the Knicks just, they had a great offensive night. That's pretty much what it comes down to. I don't think
it's a mighty strange coincidence, though, because it coincided with Elfrid Payton not being there.
The Knicks scored 125 or 126 points against Milwaukee early in the season.
Right.
And do you also see how bad the defense looked without Elfrid Payton there, though?
Yeah. At
the guard spot.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox could get past Derrick Rose anytime he feel like it. Right. Yeah, but nobody disputed that, and nobody will dispute that. Nobody will say Derrick Rose is going to lock down De'Aaron Fox. Right. But off the ball, Buddy Hield had an off night with going against R.J. Barrett and Reggie Bullock. You know what I'm saying? And Tyrese Halliburton contributed 17 or 18 points, mostly against Frank and Quickly. You know what I'm saying? I think we're the primary defenders for the second unit, for the backcourt defenders for the second unit. But I mean, So it was kind of a weird thing. I think anybody remember? So the Giants, the New York Football Giants, used to have this formula under Bill Parcells, right? And it was run the football with Rodney Hampton, and before him Otis Anderson, and before him Joe Morris, right? Run the football with those three guys. Don't turn the football over. Look deep once if it's not there. Throw it short to Dave Meggett or Mark Bavaro, right? That was their formula. Look deep, but don't stand. Don't wait all night in that pocket, Phil Simms. Trying to get that football deep to Stephen Baker, the non-touchdown maker. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Or Ingram. I forget what Ingram's last name was. But anyway. Phil Simms would look down there. If it wasn't there the first time he saw it, he would check that thing down to Dave Meggett or Mark Bavaro, right? And it was a formula that got them to the Super Bowl, right? They won a Super Bowl. But when Jeff Hostetler, like when Phil Simms had his injury, Jeff Hostetler would come in and he would keep Mark Bavaro in to block and keep Dave Meggett in. Man, the offense looks different under Jeff Hostetler. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. And so what that reminds me of this situation here, where when Phil Simms goes out of the game and you bring in Jeff Hostetler, the offense picks up. And it's no knock on Elfrid Payton or Phil Simms. Phil Simms was a winner. Phil Simms was legit a winner, right? You can't dispute that because he won 2 Super Bowls. He started in one and won it, right? So you can't knock, saying, like, I'm not knocking Elfrid Payton for being a conservative point guard. What I will say though is when you always have your foot on the brake, you can't necessarily go fast. You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Like the dude legit has a tattoo of the word flash on his arm, but he's the slowest point guard in terms of pace in the NBA. In terms of starting point guard, I'm sorry. In terms of pace, because there are a lot of point guards out there, right? The dude has a tattoo of the word flash on his bicep. Like he'll legit go to the free throw line, get fouled, and be like, look at my bicep. It has the word flash on it. And dude, you legit are the slowest paced point guard in the NBA, right? No knock on him because it works for him. So, but what I'm saying is, without Flash, which seems to be like a contradiction in itself, without Flash, the Knicks scored 140 points. And yes, it was against the worst defense, and it was in our place. You know what I'm saying? And that team is sorry had lost 7 games in a row coming in.
They beat us
Right?
before.
Yeah, but they beat us before with Flash.
With Flash.
Right? They beat us. They beat us on their court with Flash. And guess what? Guess what
Oh
else?
gosh.
We didn't score 140 points. So what I'm saying is I'm not disputing either one of y'all's argument. I'm trying to figure out, is this what the Knicks offense looks like without Effort Payton? Or is this a situation where a team legit just laid down and we just ran roughshod on them? But I can't necessarily say that because that same team locked us down defensively in the first part of the third quarter, and they cut the lead to 3. And if it wasn't, we brought in Frank Ntilikina and the league, and I know Frankers are going to be like, the Frankers are like, yes, Uncle Freezy, talk that Frank talk.
They
Talk that
came
Frank
out of
talk.
hiding.
Yeah, yeah. So Frank comes in, and the tempo changes. Like the offense legit gets unselfish again, and we start getting everybody involved in the offense. And you see guys like Alec Burks is getting loose to score. Emmanuel Quickly is getting loose. And you know what I mean? So I don't know if it's just Alfred Payton or it's just Sacramento. I think it may be that.
Both.
Yeah, maybe. But I think it's more of a chemistry thing. Like these dudes like passing the ball in a free flowing offense. And whether it was Sacramento or the Utah Jazz, if they could pass the ball together, pass the ball amongst each other and share the ball in a way that you could see the joy on the court where they're looking for each other. And I think it may have been, regardless who the opponent was, the Knicks may have had a scoring outburst. I'm not saying 140, but I'm saying passing that basketball around, I think, helped these guys get into a better rhythm.
Yeah, and that's when you look for competent point guard play or like that. We haven't had that in a long time. So, like as far as true like ball movement is concerned, and that's
Yeah.
like you notice since we have I'm not saying Derrick Rose is a floor general by any means or an amazing like facilitator, but since he's came to this team and since the line the rotations have changed, you've gotten some of that injection of better point guard play. Julius Randle's assist numbers have been down.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing, but because it's been more free flowing.
Yeah.
So if that's an improvement, even when Alfred's here, when Alfred's not, it's nothing against him, but the offense is gonna look more fluid. It's not just going to be thrown into Julius Randle and let him make all the plays. It takes pressure off of him.
Yeah.
I think you should just wait a few more games. Let's see. I mean, hopefully Alfred isn't gone that long, but I think let's just wait a couple more games. Let's see. Tonight we're going up against a better defensive team. They're not great defensively by any stretch, but they're a way better defensive team than Sacramento. So let's give it some time. Let's figure. Let's see what happens.
It'll be a good barometer
to me,
test.
to be honest, to me, I don't think it's that much of a difference between Derrick Rose and Elfrid Payton in the starting lineup. My only concern with moving Derrick Rose to the starting lineup is for the bench, right? And can either Elfrid go to the bench and be able to stabilize and keep that second unit, under wraps? Because a lot of times, if Quickly's not hot, that second unit is not doing anything on the floor defensively and offensively. If there's no spark there, there's nothing happening. And when Derrick Rose first came there and went to the second unit, you've seen it. Everything was just clicking in the second unit. So my question is, can Elfrid Payton go to a second unit and be able to stabilize it and get it like kind of under control? And that was always my concern.
I think so, because I mean, Elfrid, when he's successful, he's driving he's put his blinders on and he gets to the hole. And he can, if Emmanuel Quickly isn't just if he's off or not, he's ball dominant. Elfrid can actually get the ball and he can be more free flow. He doesn't have pressure to get it to Julius.
Who would you have on the ball? Who would you have on the ball in that second unit, Elfrid or Quickly?
Probably Elfrid bringing the ball up and making the first pass. But I mean, Emmanuel Quickly gets the first option on offense.
So here's the thing: when Derrick Rose first came, I thought it was going to be the same thing. Put the ball in Rose's hands and have Quickly play off. But actually, it was the opposite.
Yep.
Quickly was bringing the ball up, and Rose was playing off. And Rose is not that well of a jump shooter. You know what I'm saying? So can Peyton be able to fill that role? That role with Quickly bringing the ball up and Peyton playing off of Quickly. Can that happen? That's always been my question with that.
They might go with the first thing you said, where how we both thought it was going to be when Rose first came here. It might just be Alfred as the ball like bringing the ball up, doing what you thought Derrick Rose was going to do.
Right.
Yeah. So, I mean, look, either way, whether we have Rose in the starting lineup or Peyton in the starting lineup, I think the starting lineup will be fine. I'm just worried about that bench because when the bench is cold, there's no one really there to really, heat it up. You know what I mean? When they're cold, they're cold. Quickly has this it's a good thing that he's able to draw fouls at such a young age, but sometimes he can get stuck in that and he doesn't take good shots. Right? That's kind of what Trae Young was doing the other day when people were like, oh, he's just trying to get these fouls. Well, I'm like, Emmanuel Quickly does the same thing. He's just been really good at it. But when that's not working and the ref isn't calling that foul, he's not taking good shots. And the offense kind of is like, stagnant. So we just need another point guard in that second unit. If it's not going to be Rose, can Peyton do it? That's the question that I have. So
I guess I mean, I truly believe that Alfred's going to be the starter again once he comes back. Unless all of a sudden Rose goes back to MVP form and his knees hold up, But I mean, barring something crazy, I think Alfred Payton's going to remain in the starting lineup whenever he's healthy.
Right.
But it's just you see for this short amount of time, I think Derrick Rose. I mean, he's not going to make a huge difference in the starting lineup, but it's going to look more fluent, in my opinion.
Well, to the point about the better defense, so the Indiana Pacers right now are ranked 16th overall in defense.
Middle of the pack.
Right. And so the team ranked directly behind them is the Detroit Pistons, right? And the San Antonio Spurs are ranked 10. So we play 16, 17, 10, 17. So to Uncle Julio's point, this is the opportunity for us to show what it is that we can do in these next 4 games against decent defenses.
Yep.
Right.
And it's a good thing for Frank to show, like, if he can be like last night, he wasn't amazing on offense, but he was a little bit more aggressive. Can he keep that up against better defenses? Can he have a 4-game stretch where he looks consistent? And then
Zach,
he can really start.
I'm telling you right now, when Alfred Payton comes back, Frank is going to have that bench nice and warm.
I guarantee that.
Frank is not going to play.
I get that. I'm just saying this is an opportunity for him to, I don't know, just have a couple of good games. He's still going to be a situational player. It's just an opportunity for him. That's all. Is he going to at least make his case to step up a little bit? I don't think he's going to play at all once Alfred comes back, but
there's no chance.
But there is an opportunity for him. Like, if I'm him, I'm like, okay, I'm showing him what I can do. You know what I mean?
I got a surprise for y'all.
Oh no!
Uh-oh!
Don't make Cornerstone Kev have a parade in Broadway about Frank being a starter.
So no, Frank's not a starter, man. Frank is a glue guy, and I keep telling Frank fans this.
Hold on one second.
Okay, and they keep suggesting that I'm either overstating or dissing their man. Right? I like Frank. I like Frank Ntilikina. Right? But I don't like Frank Ntilikina at point guard. Frank Ntilikina is not going to be the international Chris Paul. No.
Whoever said that?
Get that out of they kill that. No, they kill me with this. Man, Uncle Freezy, why you hating on Frank? You know he could become FIBA Frank. No.
Oh.
There is no such thing as FIBA Frank.
What was it, like, bench player before he was drafted? He didn't even start FIBA Frank. Got you. I thought you were saying French Frank.
No, Frank
FIBA. Oh Lord.
Frank Ntilikina needs to embrace going down that road of being Bruce Bowen or Tony Allen. Go down that road, Frank. Frank Ntilikina, choose that road. You're never gonna be an international Chris Paul.
If he did embrace that role, like, and everything went 100% right, he's not. I think they had him listed as 6'4". He's definitely taller than that, and he's a big guy. He could play what Kevin Knox's role was at the start of the season. As far not the backup four, but as the backup small forward.
Right.
He could.
Guard. He could guard some points, twos, and some threes.
Right.
Right.
But as a backup, he could probably guard a lot of the backup threes.
Right. Right. And so what I'm telling Frank fans is this: no, Frank is not going to be the international Chris Paul. Don't keep talking to me about FIBA Frank. There is no such thing as FIBA Frank. Right? Y'all keep telling me about FIBA Frank, and I keep saying Frank Ntilikina is a 6'4" Tree Rollins. Frank Ntilikina is a 6'4" Dikembe Mutombo.
Oh,
Frank
6'4" big country.
Yeah, Frank Ntilikina is a 6'4" Bryant Big Country Reeves. Frank Ntilikina
Greg Ostertag.
Yes. Frank Ntilikina is a 6'4" Greg Poster Tag. Right? Right?
What was the
Frank,
one? Todd McCulloch from the Sixers.
Yes. Frank is a 6'4" Todd McCulloch. Right? Don't tell me Frank is a international Chris Paul. Frank is a FIBA Frank. Don't. I don't want Frankie Smokes. No. Frank, embrace this role. Go down this road of being a Tony Allen, a Bruce Bowen. Go down that road and try to become them. Right? Don't come at us with this I'm FIBA Frank mess. Frank, you're not an international Chris Paul.
Kendall Marshall.
You're not he wish he was as fast as Kendall Marshall. Kendall Marshall was slow. Right? And Frank Ntilikina is not an international. Frank Ntilikina, you know what? Frank Ntilikina is not even an international man of mystery like Austin Powers. Right?
Oh.
What we want Frank to be is go down that road of being Tony Allen, Bruce Bowen. Embrace it. Enjoy a 10, 12-year career doing that. And you can set your family up for life. You know what I'm saying? No, Frank. You are not.
Oh,
you
this
are
guy
not,
again.
You are not the international Chris Paul. And shout out to CP, the artist. But next time you put your spell check on. Put your spell check on CP, the artist.
How's that selling himself short? Tony Allen was one of the best defenders of his generation. Bruce Bowen was one of the most important parts of those Spurs teams. How is that selling himself short? Right now, he can't even get off the bench for the Knicks.
Right.
Unless there's an injury to Alfred Payton. How is that selling yourself short? That's a great career.
And you know what Bruce Bowen was?
He was a beast. A champion, but a beast at what he did.
Right.
What he did well, he was a beast at.
Yo, JJP is in the building. What's good, JJP? You cooking something right now? You at the sink? You about to cook something? Hey, JJP, come on, man.
Oh.
6'4" Danny Shays. Hey, he's a 6'4" Dwayne Shinsis. You remember Dwayne Shinsis in that movie Eddie? He played the Russian dude in that movie Eddie.
You know he is. He's a 6'4" Andres Beatrice. What was his name? The Warriors big man that had like 1 year with a double-double and then was trash.
Yes. And they thought he was gonna be something, boy.
Oh yeah, they did.
They thought he was gonna be something. Yeah, man. Hey, so Frank wishes he was a 6'4" Muggsy Bogues.
He's a 6'4", another next one. He's a 6'4" Mindaugas Kuzminskis.
Kuzminskis! Hey, a 6'4" Kuzminskis. That's crazy. And I loved to use Kuz on 2K. When Kuz was on 2K, there was some plays on there where you like, dog, why is he not starting? He's the man on 2K. You know what I'm saying? But whatever.
Frank's another Sasha Vujacic.
Oh, a 6'4" Sasha.
I don't know what Sasha's height was. I think he was taller than Frank. Oh no.
Yeah, and so the thing is Frankers are going to continue to push this narrative like, hey, Y'all see Sacramento cutting that lead. Sacramento was about to win that game. Sacramento was only down by 3 and had the ball. But when we brought Frank in, that lead grew all the way back out to 25.
Did he score all those points? Did he assist on all those baskets? Did he, you know?
No.
See,
no.
all the Frankers are so like hell bent on supporting this man to the end, but none of them will take my jersey. I literally offered a free Frank Ntilikina jersey, and no one gives me information to ship it to.
Right.
Because
Because
if you loved him that much, a free jersey is a free jersey.
because it's not autographed.
I can autograph it; it'd probably be worth more than Frank. 6'4"
Wow.
Eddie Murphy.
That's funny. That is hilarious. They kill Frank. And hey, CP, I'm not a Frank hater. I'm a Frank realist.
I have Frank's
Frank
jersey. I
Ntilikina-
loved Frank until he, became Frank. It showed me who he really was.
Yeah, and Frank
The
Ntilikina-
idea of him was amazing,
Yes, the
but
idea
it
of
didn't
Frank.
work.
Right. Right. And so the thing is with Frank is this. Frank is not a point guard, man. And I know Black Andy is gonna kill me when he hears this. But Andy, Frank is not a point guard, man. He is not the international Chris Paul.
Do NBA point
He
guards
is
always pick up their dribble at half court? Because if
Yeah.
so, he's a great point guard.
Do they always look scared like a deer in headlights? You know, when a defense gets on them? Frank Ntilikina needs to go down that road of being a Bruce Bowen or Tony Allen type player. There's nothing wrong with that because Bruce Bowen is an NBA champion. Tony Allen is one of the greatest defenders of all time. Frank, go down that road. Your skill set matches it, right? Do what comes natural. Don't do what people say your potential is. You're not an international Chris Paul. You're not an international Austin Powers. You know what I'm saying?
He's
Frank,
like mini me.
right.
He's a 6'4" mini me.
Oh my goodness. Hey, so Josh, so what's your take on Frank?
I like Frank. I think he can be a really good role player for this team. He's definitely not that point guard that the Knicks I guess Knicks fans are looking for. I don't think he can be that. I do think he is a really good role player. He plays defense, but I don't really see him being that much of a difference maker right now for this current team. Can he develop that? Can he turn out to be that? I mean, absolutely. But right now, he's just a role player, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like you said, absolutely nothing wrong with him being a role player.
Yeah. It was man.
Yeah, they were saying like it was disrespectful. The one guy that was in the chat saying about like why would he sell himself short when we said about Tony Allen, Bruce Bowen? In what world is Frank Ntilikina becoming those two guys selling yourself short?
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know.
Those are two great. What they did great. They were beasts at what they were.
Yeah,
good at.
and that kind of play supplements. If the Knicks actually get some stars in here, that kind of play can supplement and be a good thing on a championship team. You definitely need players like that. I don't think that's selling yourself short at all. Just like when I said, early in the season, I wouldn't mind having RJ Barrett come off the bench. There's nothing wrong with that.
Oh.
That's like, hey, you can say whatever you want.
Needs to let go.
No, listen. Look, I stand by what I said. But again, there's nothing wrong with coming off the bench, being a sixth man, being a role player. There's nothing wrong with that.
Even a role player that's a starter just doesn't need the ball in their hands. Whatever. Yeah,
exactly.
You look at every championship team. I don't care if they're super teams. I don't care if they're just like the 04 Pistons. I don't care. Whatever champion that you look at that was constructed needs guys like a Bruce Bowen or a Tony Allen on it. They all have at least one.
Yep.
10th graders, CP, Central York.
And I tell you what, you were laughing about the RJ comment. If RJ Barrett was on Brooklyn, he'll be on the bench as a sixth man, and they'll be a championship team. So it sounds funny and everything like that. Knicks fans don't want to hear that, but at the end of the day, again, I wasn't knocking the kid, I wasn't dissing him, but for what he does, I think he does a lot of good things well. He rebounds well. He's not a consistent scorer, and this team needs scoring. So I don't really see anything wrong with what I said. I mean,
I think RJ Barrett is an average defender with upside. So he brings stuff to the table.
Yeah.
Like we want to call him a good defender because we've seen bad defense for so long. RJ Barrett's not a great defender yet. Let's not go there. Let's call it what it is. He's an average defender with upside on the defensive side, right? He's a wildly inconsistent playmaker, right? Because so sometimes he comes into a game with a playmaker mindset, and sometimes he doesn't.
Yep.
Right? And sometimes he forces shots at the rim, and you know he's out of that playmaker mindset. Like getting others involved, you know what I'm saying? He's out of that mindset because his mindset is just to flat out score. Get to the basket, get to the basket, get to the basket. And so
That's something that can be definitely worked on and improved though with growth.
He's 20 years old, but I'm talking about right now.
Right, but I'm
with
just
this
saying
current
it's not like just give up on him. You know, it's
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
just
Nobody wants to
right
give
now.
up on him.
Right? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying right now it's definitely he's doing well enough because we're sixth in the East right now. Like we're having a surprising season. So let's just take the good with the bad
Mhm.
and just continue to grow. You know, every facet of the players, man.
So
Right.
you don't think what I said about putting him on the bench is giving up on him, do you?
no.
I didn't say that.
No, I'm asking. Okay, that's a question.
All I
yeah.
meant was like, you know, like I've heard that a million times.
Oh, okay.
It's like
My only beef with it is so I have a beef with it, right? But it's not like a personal beef or like a Uncle Freezy versus Josh beef. It's a perspective beef. So my beef with it is so if you send RJ to the bench, who are you starting? That's the thing. Like just sending him to the bench and not bringing in somebody better, to me makes me think like, well, you get rid of one problem to basically start on another problem.
and also to be
I
off the bench, you have
yeah.
to be efficient, and he's one of the worst, like most inefficient players in the game. So that
Okay.
doesn't. That's I know it might get him some easier shots here and there against lesser competition. Being second unit players, they're not as good as starters, but it's still like it's not gonna like wildly affect him in a positive way.
Okay, so I'm gonna answer both of you guys. First of all, Freezy, you said who would I have to come off the bench to replace him? The Knicks they can go multiple different options with that. They can either have Kevin Knox step in that spot. I think hold on, and I'm gonna tell you why. I'm not saying he's gonna be better than RJ. I'm saying I believe playing with Julius Randle, being Julius Randle, his ability to draw double teams can get Kevin Knox some open looks, and I think Kevin Knox can benefit by playing with Julius Randle. Also, to your point, Zach, him going to the bench can help him become more efficient. Because he's playing with guys who push the pace a little bit more. Now, the Knicks overall, as a team, they don't have that good of a pace. But the second unit relative to the first unit, they play with a lot of pace. And I think that can benefit RJ, who played in that style of system when he was in college at Duke. So I think it could help the team. But right now, honestly, if it's not necessary, it doesn't really need to happen because we know what RJ can do.
That's pretty much what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, it's not necessary. If it's not necessary, it's not necessary.
And you're thinking about it, you're going against most. I mean, there's teams with great players on their second unit.
Yep.
But most of the time, second unit players aren't first unit starters for a reason. So you're going against lesser talent. So it might help him, like, you know, get easier buckets. But at the same time, it's not something I would do. But you know, there's different things, different ways you can go at it.
Yeah.
I just don't think we'll ever see it.
And so that was my question with when I heard this several weeks ago. I was like, that's an interesting way to think about improving RJ Barrett's overall efficiency, right? So I'm not knocking it, and I never did. But what I'm saying is do I pull the raggedy donut out of the trunk to replace the flat tire? You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't want. That's what I didn't want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Just think about how much.
At least you can be able to drive.
Kevin Knox on offense might benefit from being with Julius Randle, like you said, but at the same time, I know RJ's not a great defender, but he's a much better defender than Kevin Knox.
Yeah,
Agreed.
So 100%. Like that, you're bringing in one thing, bringing a little bit better, but still horribly inconsistent of a basketball player.
Oh man, hey, CP the artist is in his bag.
You think I care what this stick figure drawer says about me?
Hey, so CP the artist must have went on a date last night.
He needs to. He need to get laid
last night. Yeah, so but yeah.
I'm not sure Zach knows the color of a basketball to coach.
It's obviously blue.
Right.
That's hilarious because it's
and so what I would suggest is this, and I know y'all gonna laugh at me, right? But I don't care. I've been laughed at before, man. I'm older, man. I've been through a lot of stuff.
Oh, and sorry, but Josh, that's the same person I think that said limiting limiting his potential, calling it Bruce Bowen or Tony Allen. But we
Mm.
don't know basketball. Okay.
And I would trade Austin Rivers to the Detroit Pistons for Wayne Ellington.
He had a horrible year with us last year, man. He had his career worst, man.
Right. Who was his coach last year?
What do you want me to say? We all know the answer.
Yeah, it was rhetorical.
I just want to say this about Fizdale, though. People were knocking him last year for having Julius Randle play the point forward, and then they were like, "Well, you see what happened? We fired Fizdale, and what's the assistant coach that came in?
Mike Miller.
Yeah, Mike Miller came in and had Elfrid Payton playing the point guard, and the team looked way better. So that's what the Knicks should have been doing. They should have never gave Julius Randle the ball. Now look, Julius Randle has the ball, playing way better. I definitely can concede that he's definitely playing way better, doing the same thing that Fizdale wanted him to do, and everyone's happy about it. So, I don't want to say give Fizdale credit, but people knock Fizdale way too much for.
Well, Fizdale had the idea. He had the idea in his head, but he wasn't. Thibodeau was obviously better at putting it into place, implementing it.
Right.
But Fizdale had the right idea.
Julius Randle put in a lot of work in the offseason to get better. He put in a lot of the work. Yep. I do think coaching does have a little bit to do with it, but I think I give Julius Randle credit for definitely coming in and improving his game, refining his game. He didn't change his game. He just refined it, and he started to make better decisions. And I think that's more of a part of it than,
I totally agree. But if you look at the interview Julius had and the way he talked about Tom, he said he never had a coach that detail-oriented, and he needs that. So I just feel like just because of how high his attention to detail is, he could just implement a game plan or something that's more beneficial to him. Like Fizdale might have had the idea, but he might not have been able to put it on the court, take his idea to the court the way Tom can.
So shout out to Marion Davis thank you for the super chat. D Rose is our Chris Paul for the Knicks. and so what I was gonna say about Fizdale is this, man. So the Fizdale thing bothers me. Not that I want to disagree with Josh. But Fizdale bothered me about the way he treated the personnel, right? That's what bothered me. You know what I'm saying? To me, I think he a sucker. I think he a punk. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way he treated the young players versus the veterans. Like legit, he was drill sergeant up a private butt if you're a rookie or second year player, and then the veterans could do whatever it is they wanted to do. Like Mook Morris, he would call a play, and Mook Morris would break off the play to shoot a three. And he'll make it, right? And he look at Fizdale be like, good job. And then Knox will go out and try to run the play, right? And we get a missed shot. And he'd call a timeout, and he'd cuss at Kevin Knox up one side and down the other. And to me, it's like it led to where Kevin Knox is right now. Like Kevin Knox is, being reclusive, aloof towards teammates and coaches and things like that because of the way David Fizdale, Brad Stevens, legit. I saw, no lie. We saw the Knicks game against the Celtics where Jason Tatum missed 6 straight shots. And the Celtics announcers were like, I don't know whether to give the credit to the Knicks defense or if Jason Tatum is off. Brad Stevens called the timeout and talked to Jason Tatum, put his arm around him in a huddle, right? And talked to him, just talk to him, blah, blah, blah. And you can tell he was saying stuff like, man, don't worry, just keep shooting. We trust you. You're the franchise. You know what I'm saying? This is just one game, whatever. David Fizdale, Kevin Knox missed 2 shots in a row, cussed him out like a dog from the time. He called him over, cussed him out. Knox was walking back to the thing. He was cussing him out the whole way, all the way down to the end of the bench. And you're like, hey, man, David Fizdale, this kid is still trying to learn, right? I mean, understand, no matter who you are, at some point, verbal abuse goes beyond, a person in authority and we're, talking to a subordinate. At some point, like even in the military, I was just about
to bring that up because I was going to respond to what you had to say, but I was going to bring up the military. But go ahead.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead, man. You can go ahead.
No. I mean, look, you're absolutely right, and I think but there's reasons why stuff like that exists, where you can be able to, you know, I don't want to say berate, but you can be able to yell at the younger guys more than you can us senior guys. And that happens in every aspect of I think, you know, the military. It happens in business. It happens in basketball. You can't alienate your veteran guys, because once you alienate your veterans, you lost the team. You completely lost the team. So I think there's levels to it. I do understand where you're coming from about Fizdale not being fair, and I definitely understand where you're coming from. But in a way, you have to let your veterans be able to run the team, because they're the ones, you know, in the locker room, the younger guys are looking up to them. On the floor, the younger guys are looking up to them. So I think there's levels to it. But I do hear what you're saying about Fizdale not calling it down the middle. I think, you know, that's definitely something that's important that you need to highlight.
Right. But you can't. You got to be consistent with your message too, as a coach. Like he was never consistent with his message. Like there's certain things he said in one interview. This man said, "We're going to share the ball, and I want to move the ball. I want the ball to keep moving." And then when they said you're ISO heavy, he said, "Well, the Houston Rockets are ISO heavy, and nobody complains to them." Like,
right.
Well, I think again,
he's not consistent in anything he said. Right.
It's just levels to it. You have to be, you know, and when the Knicks aren't winning, obviously you can highlight, you can try to find out what, you know, what doesn't really add up and all that kind of stuff. If the Knicks were winning, we wouldn't even be talking about this.
Like the way with Tibbs, who's veteran oriented, but at the same time, you know, nobody's saying the same stuff they said about David Fizdale.
Because the Knicks are winning.
Yeah.
That's what it comes down to at the end of the day, you know? So, I mean, every coach is different. And like I said, you can do it. You can win multiple different ways. Fizdale had, you know, he was a pretty solid coach over in Memphis. You know what I mean? Like, the Memphis was winning. Based on their roster, Memphis did it well above expectations based on their roster. I know they have Marc Gasol, but again, they performed well, and that's why Fizdale was touted as this good coach. And even Dwayne Wade and LeBron James thinks he's a good coach, and that he still has an opportunity in the league. So
that's because LeBron and Dwayne are the coaches on their teams, so they're going to say.
But again, that goes along with my point. These are veteran Hall of Fame guys. You have to, because if you lose them, if you lose your ability to communicate with them, you lost the entire team. Right. So that's what I'm saying, and that's why there's that leeway.
Did in Memphis with Marc Gasol.
Well, exactly, and that's why there's that leeway with your veteran guys. You got to have that leeway. So you can look at it either way.
I just feel like, man, in a situation, you have to check the temperature of the room and know your setting.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Right.
That's the number one job for a coach to do. Yep.
Right. So if we were a veteran-laden team that was a second-round team for years and years and years, and you know what I'm saying, and this rookie was coming in and messing up our playoff chances, I could get that. But the Knicks are a rebuilding team, or were a rebuilding team when he was here. And what he was doing was messing up your building blocks, trying to get them. So his thing was in his whack ESPN interview when they said, you know, what did you feel like you should have did better in New York? He was like, I should have been stricter and been, you know, held the young guys more accountable. That was my one takeaway from that. And I watched David Fizdale. Frank Ntilikina anticipated Wayne Ellington coming around the screen for a pass. A defender pulled Wayne Ellington's jersey. Wayne Ellington did not get around the screen. Frank threw the pass anyway, right? And the ball goes out of bounds. He snatches Frank out of the game and DMPs him for like 3 straight games, right? And so the announcers are like, you know, you can't just throw the pass there. You got to see the receiver. You got to make sure. And you're like, nah, man, you run this thing 10 times and my man is there 10 times. And then you do it on the 11th time and my man is not there. You had built up trust and anticipation. And now not only did you pull him, now you sat him for 3 straight games. You gave him DNPs. And then the excuse you give is, well, I'm giving out DNPs to everybody. Watch, I'm going to DNP somebody that's a starter. And so
you get a DNP. You get a DNP. You get
over with the DNPs.
Yes, and I was like, yo, if I could have been, I would have slept. If I could have got my hands on David Fizdale,
you would have let Latrell Sprewell out his ass so quick.
Yes, because you don't do people like you got to. Hey, so Gi, I'm gonna say this, and I know you already know this. When you work with people, man, you got to respect people. You got to respect people's abilities, man. You can't be inconsistent and untrustworthy. Coach Zach,
There's
You know
also
what I'm saying?
You also got to lead by
as
example.
As a coach, you have to
Also,
lead by example. You have to get your guys to buy in. You got to show them you care about them, like at least at the
right.
level. You got to show them you care about them on and off the court,
Right.
and you have to be able to learn. Not my biggest thing when I first started coaching was learning that you can't talk to each kid the same way.
Right.
There's some
Right.
guys that just thrive when you're on them, like Fizdale was on Knox. There's
Right.
guys that want that, and then there's
Right.
guys that are good players, and I wouldn't say they're soft, but they wilt under that type of pressure.
Right.
They wilt under that type of crap when a coach is yelling at them like that.
Right. Right. Like the Knicks morning drive. Like what I get that when I get with y'all, I want y'all to understand that I respect and appreciate y'all, and I try to be as consistent as possible with the flow, so that everybody can get into their bag, so you can get the best out of everybody's talents, right? Like sometimes I talk and sometimes I be quiet. You know what I'm saying? And then sometimes I get off the screen and let y'all eat, and sometimes I talk out of death. You know what I'm saying? But the most thing about it is the main thing I try to do is be consistent. Like when I say 8:45 ish, I mean 8:45 ish. We ain't gonna do it 10:30. We ain't gonna do it 7:30. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But you have to respect people's talents. You know what I'm saying? You got to respect people's talents, man. Everybody is gonna bring something to the table, right? And so with David Fizdale, he didn't do that, man. He legit, man. The thing with Trier made me so mad. I'm like, dog, if you're not gonna play him, cut him. Right? If you have a beef with Trier, cut him. Let him learn his lesson, but don't string him along. There's nothing worse than punishing somebody, you know what I'm saying, over and over again. You just stringing them along just to punish them for something that they did. If he made a mistake, punish him for it and move on. Right? But don't string this kid along with the hopes that, maybe today I'll get him in. Maybe today I'll get him in. You say that in game 20, and then game 82 gets here and you still hadn't done it. That's a sucker move to me. You know what I'm saying? But, there are people still out there that like Fizdale. And if you like Fizdale, more power to you.
In
but
what world? Who?
But I'm not one of them.
I don't even like him as an analyst anymore.
You see that wild hair he got now?
Right.
I'm look like saying, Stephen A. Smith with an afro.
But his wife is beautiful.
Yes. Oh, yeah. She is gorgeous.
I got to do that same thing now. Yes. 100% agree.
Yeah, she is gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, what are you doing?
Yeah, man. And so
I don't know why. I don't know how.
So how you?
But credits to him.
Yeah. So how you?
But it's got to be more than that. If you see it, she could get someone else with money.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like David Fizdale.
But you know what? My man is a sucker. You know what I'm saying? You dude.
Wait, he's a simp.
Yeah. You don't like
when she rejected him the first time. He said, "You're not gonna rook me."
Right. My man
the heck out of her.
That's the type of dude that has been fortunate enough to be in good places and been around good people where he has built up a reputation with some insiders that he'll always have that cachet, right? LeBron James will be like, yeah, Fizz is a good dude. But for me, for my money, which is not LeBron James type money, he a sucker.
Remember Peyton Manning told the Jets that Adam Gase was the next thing since sliced bread.
Right. And how did that turn out?
Soggy sliced bread.
Yeah. How did that turn out, man? You know what I mean?
I'm surprised he never brought in Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
For the Jets.
Hey, I'm dudes like that's the reason why I respect Fizdale. Because Fizdale is like, I'm gonna run a 10-man rotation. Either you in or you out. It's up to y'all to decide who's gonna be in and who's gonna be out. But I'm only gonna play these 10 guys, right? He ain't like, yeah, depending on how I wake up, I might DNP somebody. He ain't said no sucker mess like that.
Are you talking about Tibbs? Difference between Tibbs and Fizdale?
Tibbs and Fizdale, yeah.
Yep.
By the way, we haven't give Tibbs his props for playing. We said he has a short rotation. His rotation, he's played a lot of guys this year.
I don't know if you heard what Josh said, but about like the veterans not getting on him too hard, making them lose their GI is about to say. But like when he holds the veterans accountable, but he still gives them a longer leash to show, okay, I trust you guys, believe in what I'm saying, listen to what I'm telling you to do.
Right.
But but at the same time, rookies that prove it, or young guys like RJ that have proven that they can get a longer leash,
Right.
they get it.
Right.
And he's gracefully cut RJ's minutes to where RJ's still bought in and still like working hard.
Right.
And he's still giving him like, okay, you did good with 25 minutes these last 2 or 3 games. Here's 35. Let's see how you handle it.
Right. Right. I just feel like, the whole Fizdale thing with the Knicks was a very, very much a waste of time. It was just
I wonder
a waste
if he
of time.
drew one single play when he was a coach for the Knicks.
He
He might have just been drawing CP the artist pictures on his whiteboard.
Yeah, he just drew Snoopy on his whiteboard.
Don't talk CP. Don't talk CP the artist up. I could use one day on the panel without him.
Well, you were gone. He was
the arrogance of CP. CP is an arrogant artist.
The stick figure drawer.
Oh wow!
It's abstract. You got to really see it. I'm the best of all time.
Yeah. Hey, Gi, I'm gonna run to the restaurant right quick. I'll be right back.
God, I hold it down.
Yeah, but this fool said I'm such an idiotic coach. I don't know what the color of a basketball is. Yet this man yesterday said Pistol Pete did nothing in the NBA.
Yo, that was hilarious. Now there's some more Kobe stats while Freezy's gone. Let's get him. Today I forgot because Zion made the All-Star game, and they were talking about he's one of 3 or 4 guys who made it before 20 years old.
Right.
And who was the youngest ever?
Kobe Bryant.
We didn't say that yesterday.
I was I was giving Kobe, I was on his side with the whole Kobe thing until he started saying some mess. But then I'm an idiot because I was calling out, you don't say some mess.
I told you he wasn't far. Look at the chat.
I can't look. I'm on my phone. Just read it.
He said, CP the artist said I was right.
He was right about Kobe being a great basketball player and a top 5 shooting guard. I said that. But what I didn't say was that he won by himself, or things like Pistol Pete was nothing, or things like that's what I was having a problem with. You don't say stuff like that.
I'm telling you, Kobe's top 5 player in the history of the NBA, and you'd have
that's 100%. This man Bryant. Yesterday, Josh, was saying stuff like Pistol Pete did nothing in his NBA career. Wasn't nothing.
You said that, G.I.?
No, Freezy. Freezy said, Pistol Pete, that was CP said. It started because
Freezy was getting on us saying Kobe's overrated.
Yeah, he said
he's not a top 5 shooting guard of all time.
Yes.
Kobe's top 3 shooting guards.
Yeah.
Top 3. James Harden's top 5, in my opinion. Yeah.
This era of scorers that we're watching, and I'm deep into my years. Steph Curry, Harden,
Klay Thompson when he's healthy.
Well, I can't, but Klay's not healthy, so he can't. But KD, Harden,
I'm saying in this era,
and Steph Curry in this era. I hope KD. Well, I better be careful.
Now, are you a Nets fan now? Are you?
I see. Come sometime I forget where Rod. He's on so many teams. I forgot. So let me be careful.
I'll say it. No. Tell me. I'll say it.
I just want to. I want him to be as healthy as humanly possible. I do want that.
It doesn't matter whose team you rock for or whatever team you're a fan of. You don't like seeing injuries. If you're a true a true fan, or if you're truly played before a coach, you don't want to see injuries. You want to beat other teams at their best, or you want to see guys succeed, man. You don't want to see a torn Achilles, broken leg, torn ACL. You don't want to see that.
Yeah, CP, we're gonna ignore your comments in the chat because we're gonna have a mediocre show without you.
Yeah, mediocre without the keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
Well, what is CP saying? I don't even know what is he talking about. Hold on, wait a minute.
Well, you had to understand yesterday's conversation.
Go back and watch the show yesterday.
Hey, Zach, stop, because he's gonna come hit this link and then it's going.
You think I care? You really think I care?
Zach is a ball boy. He knows it. Wow, what's going on here?
Wow.
See, he got mad at me, Josh, because yesterday I was on his side with the whole Kobe thing, right?
That's fly, right?
And then he started saying, Josh. Then he started saying some mess.
Go ahead, Zach. My bad. Go ahead.
So I was on his side about Kobe
I'm
being
saying
a great, right? And we were going against Freezy, and then he started saying dumb shit. Like when Freezy said you can't forget guys like Pistol Pete.
that's fly, right?
Oh, you can't forget guys
Big
like
man.
Yeah, go ahead.
you can't forget the all-time greats of the game when you talk about one person. He was trying to make that sort of point, and he goes,
Right.
"Well, Pistol Pete was good in college. He didn't do nothing in the NBA."
That's ridiculous.
And he was like, "Well, Kobe
that's-
carried teams by himself, and he just didn't."
No,
he said that
man.
Pau Gasol, Andrew Bynum, Ron Artest, all the guys wasn't a very good supporting cast. He was like he carried those guys, and like no, he didn't.
Yeah, I mean, look, Pistol Pete is a top 50 player. He was elected as the top 50 player in NBA history. So you can't say Pete Maravich didn't do anything in the NBA. I think that's ridiculous. And Kobe,
I don't know anything about basketball because I said that.
Kobe's supporting cast, I guess, wasn't as good as the other champions that you will take a look at. I mean, he didn't really have a second. I guess
there you go.
Guy, but Pau Gasol wasn't like Scotty or Klay Thompson.
But Pau was still an all-star. Pau
was an all-star. He wasn't.
Odom was still good. Ron Artest is still one of the best defenders of his time.
It was a solid supporting cast, but it wasn't.
Derek Fisher could hit big shots. Like it was still good. I'm not. He didn't carry a bag of chips, is what I was saying.
Yeah, that's
no. The system he was in. Too, you have to give credit to it. It's not like Kobe played in a system that was unproven. That system was proven with Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen
before, at the same time.
Before. See, and what people don't realize is Phil Jackson put systems in place to develop one big system, right? Like the offensive system, the defensive system, the rotations, big guards, you know what I'm saying? Big men that can shoot. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know where you go. But the thing is Phil Jackson said, "Hey man, you don't need a dominant big man. What we'll do is we'll get a guy that can rebound and a big that can shoot jumpers.
And you don't need a point guard that can also be like that great point guard. You don't need a great point guard for that system.
Right. But you also need dominant players for the triangle to work. You need really great basketball players. Yeah, right. I'm saying a dominant wing. You can't just do it with just anybody. And so that's where you got to give Kobe his credit.
Right. And high IQ players across the board.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
And so you would sacrifice high IQ for athleticism, right? Like you would rather carry a John Paxson or a Steve Kerr because they'll know where to find the weak spots in from the double team. And it's one of those things. If Kevin Knox can figure that out, Kevin Knox will be superb. But anyway,
the problem is, as much as I love CP the artist, he's not a great listener. So the only thing we were doing was we were just trying to set the bar and throw out names, Josh, on who great point shooting guards were, so that we were properly looking and so we could properly place Kobe. Once he heard Pistol Pete Maravich, he thought we were trying to say he was better than Kobe, and he just lost it like he always does.
Why you guys were naming those names was I asked, name 5 shooting guards that you think like great shooting guards, and is Kobe better than them, and why? Or is he? Are they better than Kobe?
Y'all gonna mess around and talk CP the artist up?
How?
Oh, so
he talks himself up enough. We don't got to do that.
Oh, let me ask y'all a question. I'm sorry, my bad, Freezy. Who's the top 5 shooting guards of all time in y'all opinion? Top 5 shooting guards. I got my 5.
Okay.
No order, any order.
Okay. So I just want to say this one thing. So GI. Don't mess around and talk CP the artist up, because when you bring that smoke to CP, he's relentless, right? He's relentless. I'm gonna just say, CP the artist, don't come on today, man, and enjoy your Saturday. And here you go. Here he go. Okay.
Did you get some coffee? Did you at least get some coffee before you rolled out of bed?
Yeah, I did shower. I got out the shower, and then I heard my name still because I had this on, and I was like, okay, all right, you're going to mix up my words. Let's get back into it. Okay, Josh, okay, they lied to you. They didn't tell you the whole truth. The argument was name 5 shooting guards that was better than Kobe.
Wait a minute.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. The argument was, I think Kobe Bryant is overrated. And
Yes.
y'all were like, oh man, Uncle Freezy, you serious?
Overrated
Kobe Bryant
how?
is overrated. No. Listen. So the reason why I said it is not as important as what they argued about later. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, because what I said is subjective, right? But what they wanted to talk about is stuff that was fact based, right? In a subjective argument, I could walk away feeling like I won, even if y'all say I didn't.
Exactly.
But in a fact based argument, laying out the facts determines a winner. You know what I'm saying? And where we come from, right? Hey, CP the artist. This all started when I said Kobe Bryant might be overrated, right?
Yes.
Is that not right? Okay.
And I asked you the question, name 5 that were better than him.
No, you didn't. I did. Stop lying. Look
No,
at the tape.
the second question was,
I asked that question. Stop lying.
no, the second question is,
Uncle
Freezy, are you crazy?
I got the internet.
Overrated?
I got the internet in front of me, Zach. I could
But
pull up
y'all
yesterday's
second
show
question was,
really easy.
y'all
That's
second
fine,
question
do
was,
it.
Uncle Freezy, you crazy? How is Kobe Bryant overrated? How is Kobe Bryant overrated? Was the second question, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, listen, Kobe Bryant is over. I'm not questioning his greatness. What I'm saying is Kobe Bryant doesn't deserve a tier unto himself because there are other great shooting guards, and some had even played during his era, right? And they were like, name one. And I was like, well, okay, Dwayne Wade. How do you diminish the accomplishments of Dwayne Wade? How do you not have Dwayne Wade in that competition? And then so the conversation was straight to championships, right? And I brought up Sam Jones. Sam Jones played shooting guard, and he has more championships than Kobe Bryant. Does that make him better than Kobe Bryant? No. Okay. So what does this argument mean? What are we talking about?
Freezer, how can I ask you a question? I have to ask you a question. So you said overrated. So first of all, we have to determine where do you rank Kobe?
Right. That's
So,
where we both asked him. We said,
Yeah.
is he a top 5 shooting guard? And Freezy said no.
Right. And so I said Kobe
Okay.
Bryant is a top 10 shooting guard of all time.
But he's not top 5.
I don't know. It depends.
You said no, Freezy.
Yeah, okay. I'm saying right now, I don't know.
Okay, you say
some days I like grape Kool-Aid. Sometimes I like red Kool-Aid, and I understand red is not a flavor, but don't
As
judge.
long as they both got a lot of
flavor.
sugar. Long as they both got a lot of sugar. it don't matter.
No. So, can you name 5 shooting guards better than Kobe Bryant?
That's what
Freezy?
I asked that CP.
I'm naming my top 5 too, Josh. So when we get back to that
Josh,
question,
we did this yesterday already. We did. Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm sorry, I wasn't here. I'll take a look back if you want me to.
No, we never, Josh. We never said the 5. We just kept throwing out names. You have a great question, sir.
Okay.
So who are the 5 you named yesterday?
He's saying we didn't do it.
We did. We just kept throwing out names. We never narrowed it down to 5.
So we said 5 guys better than him and why.
We didn't say Dwayne Wade, Allen Iverson, Michael Jordan, Pistol Pete. We didn't name those 5.
That's 4.
We didn't say it. We said we asked you to name 5
that you think are better,
and you never ironed it down. We just kept throwing out names so we could come up with, you know what I mean. Before you could get to narrow it down, you want to have a population. We just was throwing out the population
David
to help
Thompson.
us. That was crazy, and I love Jay Boogie to death. And some guys just love the old school players. They said, Josh, David Thompson was a top 5. Jay Boogie said it, and I love.
Yeah, I was gonna say when you say they, make sure you clarify who said
Jay
it.
Boogie, and then Uncle Freezy went with him because David Thompson, because he was who Michael Jordan looked up to, and
David Thompson, man,
because he jumped high.
And whoever could motivate Michael Jordan had to be a special player because Jordan became
They said he was better because he had a 51-inch vertical.
David Thompson had a jump. David Thompson showed off a 51-inch vertical with church shoes on.
So let's get to the specific.
All right. Can I name my top 5?
Go ahead. You go first.
I'll name my top 5 in any order. Mike, Kobe, James Harden, Allen Iverson, Dwayne Wade. That's my top 5 shooting guards of all time.
Right
there.
Yep.
In any order, you could put him wherever you
You
want.
can't argue any of those, really. I mean,
Again,
so Harden could be
again.
so Harden could be a shooting guard.
Yes.
Harden
Yeah.
is a shooting
All
guard.
right,
He is
then
a shooting guard.
I gotta adjust mine. I looked at him as a point guard.
So,
Mine's-
you're not going to include Jerry
People
West
look Allen
or
Iverson as a point guard sometimes too.
So
People will say he's a point
I'm
guard.
going Jordan, Kobe, Pistol Pete, Harden, and D Wade.
Okay, where's the lie that I said yesterday? He's not overrated. He's not overrated, Josh.
No, here's where you got yourself in trouble. Just so you
No,
can
I ain't get
respond
myself
properly.
in trouble. I was killing
Here's
it.
where you
No,
got
he is
yourself in
perfect.
trouble.
He is the
Here's-
best person of all time.
Hold
Just
on,
ask him.
Josh. Let me set it up. Here's where you got yourself in trouble. Soon as you heard the name Pistol Pete, you went bonkers.
You lost it. Yeah, you blew against it.
Because nobody puts Pistol Pete in the same zip code as the Kobe Bryant. There is nobody but on this platform that would say something outlandish. That is probably the first time ever in history that anybody has ever mentioned the word Kobe Bryant with Pistol Pete.
They
Ever.
might have. But
He's
I
got a
guarantee
point.
you
He's
the
got a
first
point there.
time some idiot said Pistol
Thank
Pete
you,
did
Josh.
nothing in the NBA.
First of all,
Oh, first of all, you didn't say that now?
yeah, I did say that. I did say,
Okay.
and I'll stick by it because he had a disappointing. He was a disappointing player because he averaged 44 points
Oh,
in
yeah, and
LSU.
you know basketball. Okay.
No, he was. So CP, this is why I got to jump off the wagon because Pistol Pete was a top 50 player in NBA history.
Don't
Yeah,
do
I
that.
agree.
He'll call you an idiot, Josh.
No, I like Josh. You ball boy. You don't bring up anything. So Josh,
Oh, I don't bring up anything. All right.
yeah, you don't.
Hold
You
on,
don't bring up
wait,
anything.
hold on, wait. Go ahead.
Whatever you
Josh,
say,
yes.
wannabe
Top
artist.
50, top 50 player. I agree.
Well, then you
But-
say he's disappointing. Top 50 all
but
time.
he's
How is
not
that disappointing?
a top. I'm talking to Josh. I ain't talking to you, bald boy.
No. Bald boy? I'm bald? Look at your head. Take your hat off, bum.
Ball boy, you give players the ball and you call yourself a coach. Because I
That's
don't
funny.
see
You draw
coach in
stick
you.
figures and think you're an artist.
Yeah, but Joe Button is he got my logo and
Who?
so Joe Button. I did the
Who the
Joe
heck?
Button.
Oh, that's
network.
that's my guy, man. Me and him grew up on the same street.
That's awesome. You
Okay,
gave someone a
so-
logo.
I got paid for that logo, and I'm getting paid more for the content work.
All right, can we just talk about basketball here?
That's
Can we- I just wanna-
amazing.
Yeah, okay. Josh, top 50 player, correct. But who's in the top 5 players?
Of all time?
Right.
Or shooting guards or just players, period?
Shooting guards.
Okay.
Shooting guards. Would you put Kobe in the top 5, or would you put Pistol Pete in the top 5?
Kobe,
That
that's
is
not-
the question.
Kobe, easily.
So what am I wrong about?
Well, no, because I don't know what you said yesterday as far as Pete Maravich. I just heard that Pete Maravich wasn't, he didn't do anything in the NBA. And to me, if I heard that, you know what I'm saying, as an outsider looking in, to me, that's ridiculous.
Okay. He didn't do anything compared to Kobe
not
to
what you
put
said.
him
Don't move the
ahead of
goalpost.
Kobe.
That's not what you
No.
said. Don't move
You could-
goalposts.
You can say what you want, Zach, but even an
You
idiot
move
would know
goalposts.
you do not bring a mention of Pistol Pete in the argument of Kobe Bryant. Josh,
Man,
how am I wrong?
CP, you are bugging.
Right. No, I'm not.
You're bugging.
I'm not bugging. No, I'm not bugging.
You are
I don't
bugging.
know what was said yesterday, but yeah,
Josh.
Pete
Josh.
Maravich is not in the Kobe conversation as far as top 5 shooting guards, but Pete Maravich was a great NBA player. He was a great NBA player, undoubtedly
Okay.
top 50, all of that.
Yeah.
So if you were saying
Yeah.
that, then I agree with you. But if you
That's
said
not what he
that,
said.
okay, so
Right.
yeah, I don't know what was said or
Right.
what wasn't said.
Because Josh, the argument as Breezy said earlier that Kobe was overrated. Zach wants to take credit for saying, "Oh yeah, but you can't name 5 players," but somehow he's like getting off that bandwagon and say, "Oh, Pistol Pete was the greatest." And
I
I'm
wasn't
saying
getting on
like,
the damn bandwagon. You said that Pistol Pete did nothing in the NBA. I'm not going to agree with you just because I want to debate somebody. Like I just
the
want to say Freezy's
argument
wrong.
was
Yeah, and you're saying
is
dumb shit.
who is better than Kobe Bryant? And And
No, the argument was Kobe
Freezy
Bryant was overrated. That was your
Freezy
argument.
said, "Oh, I got one. Boom, it's Pistol Pete Maravich." And I said, "How?
No, that's
Yes, you
that's
did. I got it right here. Matter
that's
of
taken
fact,
out of context. No, that
it's
no, no,
not.
Oh, and
no,
then
no, no,
Josh, when
that's
you
taken
said
out.
keep it about basketball, we were
Right,
saying he was
right,
wrong. And he
right,
said,
right,
"I'm an alpha. I do better things than you." La, la,
right.
la, la, la. He
I
So
took
don't
it
do.
personal. He
no,
took it
I
there.
do.
what we said
I
was
do.
y'all were
Yeah,
like,
you think
no,
you do.
y'all were like, no, name another one, Uncle Freeze, name another one, and I was like, I got one, I'm gonna name it. And y'all were like, name another one, and I'm like, if y'all would shut up, I can name them. You know what I'm saying? And y'all were like, no, name another one. You said we're at 4. We need one more name. And I was like, I got one. And then I believe Jay Boogie said, you know what? I think I know who it is that you got, Uncle Freezy. And I was like, no, well, you know what? I was gonna say it, I was gonna hold it, but since you gotta let me just go ahead and blurt it out. And so I said, a top 5 shooting guard of all time. A top 5 shooting guard of all time is Pistol Pete. And yet they went crazy. I didn't say that he was better than Kobe. I said he's a top 5 shooting guard of all time. But we taking this stuff out of context.
He's not a
It's
top
all
five.
it all moved out of context. I know what CP was thinking, but at the time he responded, but here's my top 5 players of all time.
Any order you want.
Players or
This
two?
is crazy. I'm going players now.
Okay.
This is crazy because 4 of my top 5 players played for the Lakers. I'm going Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, LeBron, and Magic. Is my top 5 favorite players of all time.
That's a good top 5. I would take Magic out. But I like that top 5.
Who's your top 5, Josh?
You would take Magic out?
Who's your top 5? You take Magic
I
out.
can't believe that I'm
You just look for the debate piece, right?
No, I'm just asking.
No, it's a good list. It's a solid list. I'm going Mike. I'm going Braun. I'm going Kareem. Bill Russell. So I would swap Magic for Bill Russell. That's what I would do. Yeah, I would swap Magic for Bill Russell.
What I'm hearing. I cannot believe what I'm hearing.
Come on, Zach. While Freezy gets it together, you go.
Oh my God!
I can't take anybody else. That's my top 5.
No, I don't think. No, get GI. I don't think your list was off.
You're splitting
crazy. Yeah,
you're talking about there's 10, 15 guys, and there's 10 guys
that can easily go on that list. You can put Larry Bird in there.
People can't say shit about it. That's the beauty of this game. There's so many great players.
Yeah.
CP.
Over LeBron. What up? Hold on.
Oh, he's back looking at for yesterday. He's so petty.
I am. Yeah, I ain't no liar.
Now, if you wanna look at position by position, I think that'll be easier. Because then you can easily go. To me, if I position by position, greatest of all time, I'm going Kareem. I'm going Tim Duncan. I'm going Braun. I'm going Jordan, and then point guard. You can say Magic. You can throw Magic. Point guard is kind of tough. Point guard and center, those are the 2 toughest ones. You know what I mean? So
if I had to go by position, Tim Duncan immediately comes in my list.
Yep.
So there was 3 outside of my list. 3 legit more names came. Bill Russell came, Larry Bird, and Tim Duncan. My only problem with Bill Russell as a legit argument is the era he played in and the level of competition for a guy his size. Although he had Wilt, but he didn't play Wilt every night. If he would have had 3 more Wilts in his league at that time, or 3 more Bill Russells in his league, like there is every player that does something great in today's era, there's 2 other players that can do it as well. They're just not winning or consistent as them, but every night they walk into a gym, they're going to see another really good player. Yeah. That's what's special about this era of NBA.
Josh, I like you, Josh. I think you're
going the one guy that doesn't know the facts from yesterday. I like you. Listen to me.
You see how he cuts me off because he knows I'm about to ether this again.
Oh,
and that's what you were doing yesterday, and that's what you're trying to do today. Somebody mute this.
Why are you trying to sound so smart?
I am smart. I'm smarter than you. That's not hard.
Whatever
to do.
You like to say.
Oh man.
You see how I was quiet while you
quiet.
Were
you were keyboard warrior before you came on this, trying to talk mess. You weren't quiet.
In your feelings? Are you in your feelings?
No, you trying to talk
Yeah, you
shit,
and your
but then when I
feelings.
talk shit, you're complaining, crying like a little girl.
All right.
You see what he do,
Crying.
Josh? You see what he do
Cry.
to me?
So there's people in the chat talking about how can I take Magic out? I mean, it's just a personal preference. You know what I'm saying? Like you can name centers, 5 centers to be the top 5 players of all time.
Yeah, and without
You know
Bill
what I'm
Russell, Bill Russell was a trendsetter. Like he set pathways for the players behind him. Like if without Bill Russell, you don't have guys like Kareem. You don't have guys like the civil rights part of it. Like the way he changed the game, you can't put any disrespect on Bill Russell's name at all.
Yeah, and also they're like, well, how can I put LeBron over Magic Johnson? I can do that easily. Easily. LeBron is in his 17th, 18th year in the NBA, still the best player in basketball. That's insane. That's insane.
Time out.
How many finals has LeBron been to? 11?
Yeah, that's insane.
Didn't he make like 9 finals in a row?
Yes, that's insane.
Time out. Yesterday, I was getting hate for me saying that Kobe on the Lakers or any team brings a team into a threshold of championships. Now, Bill Russell was on a Celtic team that won 11 titles. Why is it that when I make that argument that Kobe would go on any team and bring them into a higher level, but Bill Russell,
you said put Kobe on any team to win a championship. Look it up. Look up the tape, CP.
You see how
say the right thing. Say what you said. Don't move goalposts. Say what you said.
You see how he cuts me off.
Let him get through it.
You see how he it's like his
lie,
panties getting in a bunch. I never lie. I
just lied.
I tell the truth even when I lie.
Zach, let him finish, please. Please. So I want to understand what's going on here because I really don't know. This is great. Good Saturday morning.
Yeah. So Josh, how is it that Kobe is a overrated player, but once he brings in Bill Russell, put respect on Bill Russell's name, when he was on the championship team, because Zach's argument was you need all 15 players to it's not just Kobe Bryant. It's not just Kobe Bryant. You gotta win all together. So Kobe is in a threshold by himself. So my argument was that you those type of players weren't Pistol Pete Maravich's. Pistol Pete Maravich scored a lot of points, but he didn't bring his team into that next threshold like Kobe Bryant, the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James, players like that. That's all I gotta say.
Okay. All right, are you done?
I'm never done, man.
What he also said was, okay. Anyway, he said you put Kobe Bryant on a team, he carries him to a championship. He didn't carry a championship until he had help. He needed help to win championships.
So what's your point about Bill Russell?
I said Bill Russell is a trendsetter as far as he changed the way the center position was played.
Yeah.
And the civil rights activist, he helped out so much back in the day where it was a big deal to have 5 African Americans in the same starting lineup. And he made that style of play. He was a huge part of the civil rights movement. If it wasn't for
I don't know, sound like a Kobe. It sound like the Kobe fan is a hater for everybody. It's either Kobe or bust.
That's what
it's either how you just gonna diminish other people's accomplishments because he just not making an argument.
I'm using his same argument against him, which he keeps rolling around in circles.
No, so can Kobe share the top 5, or does it have to be Kobe?
Dylan.
Right, that's what it sounds like.
Because I spit hot fire.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like the top 5 is Kobe, and Kobe. You know what I'm saying? It's like that's what I'm saying. You guys are overrating Kobe Bryant's career accomplishments compared to other people, especially dudes in his era. What I'm saying is Kobe is an all-time great. What I'm saying is Kobe does not have 5 faces on Mount Rushmore. Kobe, and Kobe on Mount Rushmore.
But Freezy, I don't think CP is saying that either. I don't think that he's saying that.
Okay. What I hear is every name that's brought up is not Kobe. Every name brought up is not Kobe. Even if it's at the center position, it's not Kobe. You know what I'm saying? That's what I hear. My man brought up Bill Russell, and he was like, "Oh, he's not Kobe." The top five is Kobe, 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 and Kobe. That's what I hear, and that's why I'm saying this overrating of Kobe Bryant is out of hand. I have a respect the dead, and I respect Kobe accomplishments, Mike. Right? May he rest in peace, and may future generations respect Kobe Bryant's accomplishments. But what I'm saying is, other people have done great things on the big stage at shooting guard also, and they shouldn't be diminished just because we want to say the top five is Kobe and Kobe, 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 and another Kobe.
Wait.
Like we legit said David Thompson, right? And the first, oh, David Thompson, he played at Louisville. No, he didn't. David Thompson played at NC State. You know what I'm saying? David Thompson was an ACC great. David Thompson played in the ABA and the NBA. David Thompson was the first winner of the slam dunk contest. The dude had a 51-inch vertical with church shoes on. The dude invented the alley-oop. He invented it. Like he was like, look, hey, he was like, yo, they playing this zone or whatever. We can't get to the basket. Just throw it at the rim. I'm gonna catch it and I'm gonna dunk it. And he was like, what? That's impossible. He was like, no, trust me. Throw it up in the air real high, and I'm gonna go get it and I'm gonna throw it through the basket. He invented that, right? I mean, come on. And the dude averaged like 20-something points a game. The dude was the first millionaire basketball player in the NBA. You know why?
How many championships?
Because he was that.
How many championships?
Good. 0.
Oh, well, okay.
We are talking about?
David Thompson. Skywalker. David Skywalker Thompson.
Right? You see, Josh. This is the silliness of this argument. You bring up this Thompson dude that scored a lot of points. You bring up Pete Maravich that scored a lot of points, but nobody in every analyst, every aficionado in basketball has never brought up them in the same sentence of the Kobe Bean Bryant. But you ain't nothing but hate.
Man,
ain't
even
nothing but hate.
the bean. He even brought in the bean.
Come on, man.
I'm not hating on again.
It is hate because you have no. Now you got me hot. Now you got me hot, Breezy.
Why you hot?
No,
I'm
hot
yeah, and he started calling him Breezy.
I'm hot.
Yeah. I would start calling
him.
What?
That's your new nickname, my brother.
Okay.
And it's out of the thing. I'm trying to say Freezy, but you remind me of Chris Brown a little bit. So it's like, I kind of get like,
Yeah, I'm the fat Chris Brown.
Your new nickname's poor man's Kendall Marshall.
Right.
You know what it is? I got a lot of friends. I got a lot of friends.
That, now you're talking up your life again on a podcast.
Like, but the thing is,
Zach.
The point is,
no, the people that talk up their life like there's something special on a podcast are the ones that have no life. So
Zach, my 1 week is better than your whole life, my dude.
That's funny because
it's your whole. I mean, for real, man.
That's because that sounds like a lot of empty talking.
We could do that.
So the thing,
I am that dude.
So the
You're
thing
that dude?
I'm saying is this.
Okay, keep telling
I'm
people.
not saying that Kobe Bryant is not great. I keep reiterating, I'm not saying that Kobe Bryant is not great. What I'm saying is we can't say the top 5 shooting guards of all time is Kobe, and Kobe. Right? And you got to have other people.
I would never say that. I'll never say that. And you know what? If
I brought up David Thompson.
If you would have said, you know what? If you would have said Steph Curry, I would kind of been like, oh, maybe, because Steph revolutionized the 3-point shot. If you would have said Steph Curry, I would have been like, well, but you didn't. You brought up some dude from the 70s that, they accomplished nothing. And, wasn't a 2-way player. And nobody will ever talk about. Steph is starting to creep up in the argument as a top 10, top, 5 shooting guards of all time. You know what I mean? Harden, we could put him in the argument. Who else is playing today? But anyway, my point is that com- Jeff Van Gundy said this best. He says every time we compare, we kill somebody else with those comparisons.
Right.
Because it's like for everything that they accomplished. And I took it personal because I still have not gotten over the Kobe thing. His death, and for me to sit here and while the slander, it's just your opinion. I get it. It's your opinion. But the guy accomplished so much in his life that it's like, come on, like what are we comparing now? What are we comparing? Yeah, Pete Maravich scored a lot of points. So did Thompson. They accomplished much in their life. They're top 50 players, but they're not top 5. Talk about a top 5 that we can have an argument about. And I'm done.
So for one, Steph Curry's not a shooting guard. Steph Curry's a point guard. Right?
Okay.
And for two, the reason why we talk about sports, basketball online is entertainment. We do this so that we can entertain ourselves. We even play it because it's fun. A lot of us don't get paid to do this, right? So and the other thing too is somebody that you hold sacred may not be somebody that I hold sacred. You're not gonna make me think like you, and I'm not gonna try to make you think like me, right?
Respectfully.
It's the reason why we have these conversations, because you think a certain way, you have a certain perspective, and I have a certain perspective, and I respect that, right? But what I'm saying is beyond, it's outside of the scope of conversation and respect when you say somebody else is not smart enough to engage in the conversation that you're having about somebody that you hold in high esteem. Right? What I'm saying is these dudes legit have accomplished stuff. And just because they did it in a different generation doesn't mean it wasn't just as good. That's what I'm saying. Like you're an artist right now, but guess what's gonna happen in 40 years? Other people are gonna be artists.
Nope,
So
he's the only one.
Nope. Should we diminish what you've done because somebody did it 40 years later? No.
I'll give you a perfect example. Okay. Pablo Picasso was the first living artist to have his work entered in the Louvre. I don't know if you heard of the Louvre. It's where the world has the greatest painters ever. So they were going to place his art somewhere. Pablo Picasso said, "Do not put my work next to Rembrandt because my work is not as good as Rembrandt." That's humility. That is recognizing the craftsmanship of what Rembrandt did in his past, which was 100 or 200 years ago. No, matter of fact, I think it was like 300 years before Picasso. And it was giving that honor because he knew what it took to make a Rembrandt. I know what it takes to make a Rembrandt. I can never create a Rembrandt. Okay. That is the basis of art. It's sort of like sports, where we have a meritocracy, where the better you are, the better you get your achievements, and every player, they have a goal. Maybe that goal is to average 30 points a game. Maybe that goal is to get themselves into a championship, And Kobe was always that guy that did both, and he got 5 titles to prove it. And we know from what his coaches, opponents, and the love that he gotten, and where he stands in record books, where he stands in Laker lore, where he stands in sports lore. There's no argument about being overrated. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, so Kobe Bryant is the greatest shooting guard of all time.
One of them.
No.
He lost me when he said humility.
Yeah, Kobe Bryant is the greatest shooting guard of all time. Then
Let me go get my charger. I said one of them.
Because he literally thinks he's better than everybody on the planet.
No.
And he wants to talk about
We can't go
humility.
down this road and then be like, oh, wait a minute, I went too fast. Let me hit the brake and back up a little bit. Nah.
Hey Josh, welcome to the morning drive, baby. Welcome to the morning drive.
I know, man. It's been a while. It's been a while since I came to join you guys. So
I never said he was the greatest.
Right.
I said he was a top 5.
Right.
And I said you couldn't name more than 5. Michael Jordan to me is the greatest shooting guard of all
so
time.
Michael Jordan is in his own tier of greatness at shooting guard, right? So there's a top 1, and it's Michael Jordan, right? And to me, in my opinion, there is a 2 through 8 that you can kind of rotate depending on the era in which you watch basketball, the accomplishments of said player that you favor, right? And a bunch of things. I think there's a 2 through 8, right? And then there's like a 9 through 20, and after that is just whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so if we agree to put Kobe in that 2 through 8, in any order that you want to put him in, I'll agree to let this thing go, right? But to just say that no, Kobe belongs in that tier with Michael Jordan, I'm not getting ready to go there with that. And then to say no, we need to make a separate tier for Kobe. Well, Mike is number 1 in that tier, and then there's a second tier where Kobe is number 2, and then there's a third tier where there's 3 through 8 or 3 through 11 or whatever you want to say. I ain't ready to go through all that, man. That's too much, right?
I will say this: Kobe, he made some mistakes. So certain nights he went about the game not the right way.
Right.
I think he'll even admit it himself if he was here with us. But he went out there every day to try to be the best basketball player ever. Right. And 60-70% of the guys who play the game don't go about it that way. Right. And it passes the eye test. And for me, that's why Kobe will always be one of the greatest to play the game.
Right. And not just at shooting guard, at any position. Right. But I'm not about to put him in the top 5 all time. Right. He's not going in that top 5 greatest players of all time. Let's keep things in perspective.
He's a top 5 shooting guard, though, in my opinion. I think he's a top 5 shooting guard.
Right. I think he's top 8, like 2 through 8.
Shooting guards?
Yep.
Okay.
And it depends. It depends on man. I'm not about to give Kobe Bryant his own tier. I'm not about to say Michael Jordan is in his own tier at number 1. Kobe Bryant is in his own tier at number 2, and then there's a 3 through 8. That's ridiculous. Kobe Bryant is in a class of his own, right behind Michael Jordan. I mean, come on, what are we really doing?
Kobe was
really
that dude. And someone mentioned yesterday that Kobe Bryant's era. Kobe Bryant started during the Jordan era. Then he was in the LeBron era and was still the best player on earth in those. It was the tail end of the Jordan era, But when Jordan came back in, was it 2001? He was washed. I can't even give that. But Kobe
he wasn't washed. He just wasn't the same Jordan that we all knew.
He wasn't washed. He was 30, but he was 38. Yeah, he was 38 though, Josh. And,
but you said washed, like he couldn't play anymore. Jordan can still do a little bit. He wasn't the Jordan we knew.
But he wasn't the Jordan we knew. I'm talking about on it. He was a good.
This levels. I got you. I'm with you. I got you. We're on the same page.
Right. So, all right. I pulled up ESPN's top shooting guards of all time. Michael Jordan, number 1. Number 2, Kobe. You could go to anything. Bleacher Report. Kobe, number 2. It's always going to be Kobe at number 2, behind Michael Jordan. With the people who research this stuff, You know, if I went to somebody that knew climate change, I'm not going to tell them, "Hey, climate change don't exist." When they could show me all the data, I'm going to look at the data. I'm not going to look at my opinion. That's all I'm saying. We can't say a blatant statement is overrated. He's there by
So
specialists.
one thing I can say, CP, I think it is a subjective argument. I agree with you. I agree with ESPN. I think that Kobe is the number 2 shooting guard of all time. I think that there's no question about that. But I think the argument is subjective. People, are going to feel whatever. You know what I mean? So I just one of those things. People have preferences. People have preferences.
Right. So basically, with CP the artist and Josh is saying, what they saw is in this argument is more important than what I saw. And you back that up by saying, hey, this source agrees with me and what I saw. Right? That's basically what we are.
No, well, no. It's based off of analytical factors. They know more than I do. They know more than I do. I don't know. I used to watch Bob Ross to learn how to paint because he knew more than I did.
Right.
I like to listen to Larry Brown. Hubie Brown. When he, talk about basketball. I love they know more than I do. I'm not gonna listen to somebody like Zach.
Well,
I don't know anything about sport.
That's absolutely hilarious.
It's nuts. I'm not.
So the reason why I say that is because I listened to y'all top 5 of all time and y'all top 5 shooting guards of all time, and it's loaded with bias and inference.
How?
And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that because when I heard y'all top 5, I never heard the mention of a name, and so I was thinking to myself like, these dudes, they either are homers for a certain guy or just don't have the watching experience that I have.
What do you mean, Freezy? What do you mean?
Right. So when I heard y'all mention y'all top 5 of all time, nobody on this video chat said the name Larry Bird.
Yes,
no,
he did.
I said small forward.
I did say it.
Larry Bird was mentioned.
Okay.
Because I was going to add a new name to my list right there, Larry Bird.
Okay, all right. I was going to say, man. I was going to say we had this conversation. I didn't know what was going on because I didn't hear it. Maybe somebody was talking. Maybe somebody was talking over you when you said it because I was like, why hadn't I heard Larry Brown yet?
Three additional names were given.
Josh and I both said that there's plenty more players than just that top 5 that you can put up there.
After I gave my 5,
we didn't say that no one else is.
3 more names were given. Bill Russell came out, Tim Duncan came out, and Larry Bird came out.
Okay, I could go with that.
Yeah, it was so personally, I think I also mentioned you can do a by position if you want to go from center all the way down to point guard. I think up until I want to say like 2 or 3 or that ring that LeBron got with Cleveland, up until that point, I had Bird in that spot at that 3 spot. But once LeBron went to Cleveland and got that ring, I said, yeah, Bron got it. Bron got it now. He took over. Yeah, to me.
Right. No doubt.
Oh no, the great one left.
Oh boy.
But anyway, speaking of, I have to go too since I only do in 1 week what he does in a day, and since I don't brag to random strangers about how great my life is, I don't have anything Freezy. But I got to go back to the life I don't have.
Right.
But
yeah,
since I don't know anything, I don't know what to say next. I guess I'll say respect and love to all you guys, and hope everybody stays safe.
Be safe, Zach.
I actually go pick up my next car. I'm looking at a car today. I'm going to pick up, and I'm in a new project.
So I'm looking at buying a 1970 F100.
Dope.
Yeah.
There's definitely a bunch of ways you can go with that build.
Yeah.
Call me if you need anything, bro.
Yeah, I will. I will. And I'm also looking at, so I have this weird thing going on, man, and I need to control myself. But I like buying cars.
No, hey, you don't gotta explain. Yeah, hi, Freezy. I'm an addict too.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Uncle Freezy, and I
Hi, Uncle
am
Freezy.
a yeah. So I guess we'll all get out of here so we can go support Legion of Knicks podcast, who's coming on for the Tennessee game. I just want to say first and foremost, the most important thing that we established today is that Army is better than Navy, which
Never.
that's always important to establish.
That's preposterous.
Right, and the state of New Jersey is better than any other state on the planet, and so I mean I understand that.
Whoa,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, and we established that Kobe Bryant is the greatest shooting guard to ever breathe breath.
And we also
Michael
gotta
Jordan wishes
acknowledge,
he was Kobe Bryant.
and both of them do in 1 week what CP the artist does in 1 day.
Right, basically.
Just because he said so.
Basically, only because he said so. But shout out to
And I'm a loser because I don't brag about my life.
Hey, shout out to a bunch of y'all I see in the chat, man. Thank y'all for coming through, rocking with us on this Saturday afternoon. I'm gonna get off for a little bit so that I can jump on and support the Legion of Knicks podcast. You know, I don't believe in that overlapping thing. I believe like when my NBK fam come on, I jump off and support and try to get others to support them as well. Uncle Fulio, tonight, brother, you and Mo, you good?
Yes, sir.
Yo, good luck tonight. I'll be tuned in.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Look for another knockout from Josh.
Yo, that
We'll see what
knockout.
happens.
No, I'm not. No disrespect to Mo. That was crazy when I watched that one knockout. Props to that.
And no shade to Tony Crow, but that was amazing, man. That was amazing, man. You got to give people credit when credit is due. When people do good stuff, you gotta dap them up, man. Like, dog, we ain't never seen nothing like that before. That was dope. That was amazing.
Chops should have been playing the whole time he was talking.
Yeah, that was because when it happened, or after it happened, Stephen Fox was like, "Yo, did you see that?" And I was like, yeah, I kind of, yeah. And he was like, "What do you think about that?" I was like, I don't know what to do. Right? I'm paused in the moment because you know what I'm saying, I legit saw something that I never saw before. And so when people do that, you got to give a shout out to my man for stepping his game up and coming through in a high pressure situation, doing something that somebody else has not done. You know what I'm saying? So you got to give people their credit. But anyway, GI, thank you, brother.
Thanks for having me as usual.
Hey, so everybody, that was your Knicks Morning Drive co-host, the Ghetto Intellect. My man always come through with the dope thoughts. He's very thoughtful, introspective, respectful, poignant. Always, you know what I'm saying, drive the conversation forward, man. Shout out to my man. I'll holler at y'all later.
Peace.
Peace.